So, Bacon. Um, you were able to figure out what welcome place to go to. Um, you're able to go down the hatch and reach a place where the Nosferatu secret signage says that, beware, traps ahead, seriously, we're not shitting you, you'll die.
Oh. Ah, wonderful place. Already smells like home.
Yeah, pretty quickly, someone shows up and, just through a grate, uh, head pokes up, asks, I don't know you. Who are you?
Hello. Uh, I am Oluwasei. Um, want the city.
You're who now?
Oluwasei.
Oluwase. Okay, okay. Um, fair enough, fair enough. It's clear from the way his face is angled, looking in on him. It looks like his one hand is reaching off to the side, possibly on a lever of some kind. So, what are you doing in our fine city?
Um, heard about this place. Seems uh, interesting. I just wanted to join. These viewers seem to be also recently worked. I like working on them.
Okay. So, kind of hard to tell with our kind. How old are you? Are you like a kid, or are you like actually experienced?
Um, which year are we in again?
Okay, fair enough, come on in.
Thank you.
Yeah, the one of the walls actually opens up and he lets you in. You can see the carefully balanced levers and looks like ears that have silver tips.
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, we had
Many
a
werewolf
couple of
problem.
werewolves come through here a few years back. That was fucking great. I hope they try that again.
Oh, that seems fun.
Yeah, come on. I'll take you to see the Primogen. Um, he leads you along some tunnels that are clearly worked by vampire strength. It's packed earth that's been shored up, sheets of metal to reinforce it. Essentially, homemade tunnels, and looks like there's a chamber below ground that looks to have what used to be an entrance bricked up. Judging by what you can tell, this might have been a water reservoir or sewage reservoir of some kind that's been blocked off. And inside are three Nosferatu. One of them apparently talking to the two others and asking them to remember every detail and going over something for what sounds like it's probably the third or fourth time, trying to most likely get every detail out of them that she can. You can give me a perception alertness roll to see if you can catch anything of use.
Uh, I would have all specs active.
Okay, go ahead and, well, let's call it difficulty 4 for you. 3 if you activate it on hearing only. Okay, it's... They cut off pretty quickly as you walk in, but it's clear that they were talking about the civil rights movement, which they have apparently been watching, and something about some ringleaders' behavior changing unexpectedly. And then she notices the new arrivals and just sort of half hesitantly waves up at you.
Just go closer.
There's like a metal stairway that circles around the edge of the chamber that allows you to climb down.
I'm down.
She offers you her hand. Michelle.
Oluvasi.
Uh, well, uh, what do I owe the pleasure?
I heard about this city. I just wanted to join. Heard that very recently you all got here, so maybe I could just help with the underground. Something that I like to do.
Okay. Well, it's been a few years, so we're kind of settling in. We had some troubles with werewolves, but those got resolved. And, well, currently I'm working on getting in good with the new prince, since she appears to be a lot more friendly towards us than the previous one. Or at least interested in building a relationship.
Um, what is the name of the new prince?
Vivian.
Huh. What difficulty to know about her? Oh, actually, I don't have politics.
You have no fucking idea who this Vivian is. Sounds like European name though.
Fucking Europeans.
I knew I could trust you to be racist.
Yes. Uh, well, if you say she is nicer than the previous one,
Moderately,
but
yes. Friendlier. She's still trying to use us, but if we manage it carefully, we can make her dependent on us and keep the clan safe.
good. Yeah, I could also help to get some information, but I see a great lack of alligators here.
Yeah, we just use the rats to keep an eye on when people are around. The gator swamps, they've kind of been claimed by the gangrel, so we haven't really gotten on that as a high priority thing.
Could try to talk with them, get a few alligators. They're good company.
I've considered it. We might do it at some point, but we've been more concerned with the kindred type of predators. So, given the weird name, I assume you're either old or foreign?
Uh, more old than foreigner. I'm here on the United States a long time.
Okay.
I was from Oyo, but got into slavery a long time ago.
Fucking.
Yeah, but heard great things a few years after I left Haiti. They think that they kill all the whites.
I think Frederick's gonna frenzy now. Because Frederick used to be like part of a political dynasty, and he's actually been turned as a form of fuck you. I don't think he enjoys this call. This sort of, attitude. It's hitting him in the feels. You see one of the younger ones sort of clench and unclench repeatedly behind Michelle's back.
It's fine. You'll get used to it.
Just glaring at you with deep dislike. Used to it. Used to it. Really? I'll get used to it?
Yeah, when I was mortal, I was also very pretty man.
Albert is just gonna say, now. Behave yourself. You knew you were a pretty asshole, and you're a better person now that your ugliness shows. I think Frederick is gonna need to make a wit self-control roll, not to leap at this fucker without any help from the beast. Which he succeeds. He's had lots of practice.
Oh, there goes my good impression by killing the neonate.
Not even neonate yet.
Poor fledgling.
Okay. Fair enough. Well,
It take people much longer to die than that.
Frederick, you can stay here. Patricia, Albert. Oluwase. How about you come with me? I'll cloak you. There's just enough time to go over and see the prince and report in what we found.
Okay, let's meet this friendly prince.
Frederick sulks in the corner. He's upset with his life and what he's become. And yes, Michelle is apparently strong enough to cloak all of you with obfuscate, much like you are. At least strong enough to cloak others.
Yeah, I can respect her.
Not a complete wimp.
Oh, shit.
Don't want to be the primogen, but if the primogen can do stuff like that, can at least cooperate with them.
Can't have a complete wimp as a primogen, that would just be bad.
Yeah.
So. They would probably be well gone by then. All the Toreador and the bodies, but eventually the... Well, I think you were gonna set Sighart to guarding and send Lambert, or rather... Gregory, on their way with the map.
Gregory, yep. They now know where domains are. And shit like that. Important locations not to go to.
I mean, can I also have that?
That is you.
Yeah, but I Mimi needs it.
There is
The
a
Mimi,
handout
not the...
somewhere that lists the domains. It should be current. And the main city map has the domains mapped out via the symbols.
Right.
They are the clan symbols that denote what's what.
Right.
So yeah, did you want a particular spot?
Not particularly. It's just looking for something that actually suits his needs.
Okay, well, if no
We
one's
have
still
the-
around, I'll actually go through my part real quick, because there was a couple other things to go through. One of which I just didn't want anyone nearby when I did this, so I make sure Dougal's guarding the door while I'm making calls and stuff.
Okay. And Jyhad is guarding the bodies?
Yep.
Okay. Take a look at map later. I need to know if Jyhad is here.
I'm here.
Oh,
I just my only issue is where the fuck do I store the bodies?
Well,
They're
You've got
stored.
bodies?
They're
There's-
all in that little room.
they're
They're
stored.
Oh,
caged
you
up.
just want me to guard the room? Okay.
Yep, there is a gargoyle there. And a non-people
It is locked.
rotting asshole. He just needs to pull a wrist out, honestly. He can get at them.
Yeah, I know, but the door is locked, technically.
Yeah, no,
is this just a chamber of internal temptation or something?
Something like that, yes,
well,
at this
yeah,
point.
It's I mean, no, like, my Steve knows what he's got to do.
citizen.
He's got to play the long con here. He's got to be a good boy to help Vivian in the future put the non-people back into their positions.
Okay.
Chamber of temptation.
So he's gonna stand guard properly over these juicy morsels.
Give me a perception awareness roll at 6. That was towards you, allied. Perception awareness.
Oh, I heard Vivian. My bad.
No.
Perception
You.
awareness at 6.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun.
The rotting corpse guy isn't on humanity.
The rotting corpse guy? Which one's that?
This dude.
This
Guy
one?
with the weird face.
Who the fuck is that? Was I told who I'm protecting?
You're protecting people that are going to be punished in a few days.
Seems a shame to burn all this food, allied, doesn't it?
Sighart's like, no, it's not like it used to be back in the olden days.
I mean, you could just eat and either kill Vivian or dash like you usually do.
Vivian
like
has
you
it-
usually do.
Can this be
Well,
added to the? Because there's a.
Out of character, one of the reasons stopping me said I don't get to be an elder then. In character, Vivian hasn't done anything too wrong. She's consorted
Allied,
with demon.
You are
Yeah.
not a guest star. You get to make a new elder character if this one dies.
Gen 7?
Not a Gen 7, no. Max you get for further characters is gonna be Gen 8. Then again, think of the disciplines you could get.
Yeah, but I'd still have to kill and then dip, and I still would end up technically being dead.
Well, here's the thing. What's the difference, allied, between a traitorous diablerist and a glorious revolutionary?
What? Heavy sweating. Heavy sweating.
You see what I'm getting at? You just have to
Commitment to
win.
the cause.
Hold on. I know how to solve this real quick. Let me just.
Don't solve it with a dice roll.
Oh, I was gonna roll self-control. I was gonna see if he kept it together, but all right. No, he's gonna play the long con. He knows he'll be rewarded, and if not, he'll take his reward.
That's wow.
He's not the sheriff. He's been promised shit so far that he hasn't gotten.
It hasn't even been 2 hours. Actually, maybe 4 maybe.
It's been a couple of days since he's been here, hasn't it?
No! You
What?
arrived earlier tonight.
Hold on.
What?
This is all gone in one fucking night.
It's
Yes.
early morning now. It's been a shitstorm. You arrived right in the middle of this switchover of
I-
power.
Yeah, no. Frederick believes Vivian will.
It's not Frederick.
Currently-
If Frederick was here, oh gods, would we be fucked.
He has faith that Vivian will reward him for his services.
Yeah, you've been with her
Or-
every step of the way through this shitstorm.
Or
You do know from politics
might
that
even-
this might be, like, you have knowledge of politics. If being with a leader in a position, you know, in a time like this and sticking with them can be rewarding because you end up very close to the top. Realistically. After this is done, you could try and aim for a high position like Seneschal, for example.
He's gonna have faith in Vivian, but if Vivian doesn't pull through, he's gonna pump and dump.
Alternatively,
That's a bit weird, given Vivian's like.
Allied.
No.
Allied, I know how you can win any revolution.
How?
Ambush and kill and turn Dougal, then bloodbind him and turn him against Vivi.
Oh, the greatest of betrayals. Oh, yeah.
He
I'll
spends
keep
a
that in mind.
willpower point, resists the bloodbond, and slashes you with his new potence.
Yep. You know, I still got stuff I need to do, so just
Yeah. You were making a lot of quick calls, I believe. Or not so quick.
nope. Particularly, I'm actually making one particular call at the moment. Florin.
It takes like 2 or 3 seconds, then she answers. Vivian.
Florin. Okay, why did you do things the way you did with Halvdan?
You're asking a demon.
There's
Yeah.
Fuck things up.
I think Florin is gonna roll intelligence empathy because does she realize? Apparently barely. Well, we had made up, so I figured since I wasn't gonna be torturing him, I wasn't really screwing you any more than I would have been with the old deal. And I wanted to annoy that asshole.
Florin, that really messed everything up.
Okay, it's like you don't understand who you're dealing with here. I don't do politics.
It's not about politics. It's that that really, really screwed things up.
How was I supposed to know he was
oh.
gonna be there? I just thought there was gonna be a couple of mortals, maybe one of his pets.
Florin, you broke the deal. I don't have anything left to try and protect you if everyone decides to try and hunt you down.
Well, they attacked first, technically. I tried to resolve it with other means.
That I don't need any justification. I don't want you dead or anything like that. You come from an understandable position, but with your actions, Halvdan has been staked. He's not going to be going anywhere for a couple decades.
Oh. Can you, like, call me when he's awake again?
Yeah, I can see about doing that. But if you want to keep doing things, I can't have you.
I'm just gonna liquidate everything and move the crew to Vegas then.
All right, try and do that fairly quick. We got some higher ups coming by, I don't know, next day or two, as I mentioned. So not much time. Is there something I can do to help you get out?
Guns or cash, really?
I don't have much in the way of a decent way for guns at the moment, but how much cash do you need?
Well, I'm gonna have to abandon a few things, so she probably gonna give you a number. It's essentially gonna. It's not gonna permanently hurt you. It's just it. Honestly, with 5 dots of resource, or did you go up to 6?
I'm at 5. It will be 6 whenever my deal goes through with the other guy.
Okay, so that is getting resolved. It just cuts into your spending cash a bit. It's not gonna be a big deal. She doesn't.
Yep.
It's clear that you operate on a different order of magnitude, cash-wise.
All right. I'll make sure to have some for it. I'll make sure to get that together. I'll have my ghoul ready to hand it over to you here whenever you get here during the day. That sound okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right. Well, I hope you have a pretty good life from this point on. Good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna be checking in every decade or so to make sure you haven't killed Halfdan or anything.
He should be somewhere hidden, probably in some cement somewhere. Part of the deal for him to live was that I wasn't to know where he is. So I can know he's alive, though, at least.
So, you with who?
With a lot of people that had a lot of problems with what he did. Because that was not okay in almost anyone's books.
Vivian? I do expect for you to have some way of letting me know for sure that Halfdan is still alive.
I can guarantee you he is alive.
That's fine, but when I come back in the 70s, I'm gonna need to know for sure. Otherwise, at some point, I'm just gonna have to raise one of my brethren that can make sure or can find him at a distance, and who knows what state they'll come out. Then it's a big mess. And neither of us
I'll
wants
see if
that.
I can find him in between the time, but as part of the deal, I made sure I'm not going to be knowing initially. It's fairly likely I might find the spot whenever it happens. By the point there he can come out.
Okay, I'll see you in 75 then.
All right, have a good life.
Funnily
And
enough,
Have a good life. Sends the assassins.
funnily enough for her, 15 years, that's not a big deal to her. This is a very acceptable resolution. Okay, 15 years, fine.
I said a couple decades. If she wants to see me in that time, sure. But
checking in 15 years or 30 years, I'm waiting a few decades for her. That it's fine. She'll just go to Vegas. It's fine.
Vivian's then going to go and try and find try and get a bite to eat for the person guarding the bodies.
Okay.
So I had a question, Draco, while that was going on.
Yeah.
So what are my rituals? I don't have. I'm trying to find I don't have the core book for it in, but I was wondering can you store other vampires' vitae in?
You can't.
Using the.
You can't store it in a way that allows you to diablerize them from it.
No, not diablerize them from it, but store it for later use.
Yes.
To me, have a specific thing.
You
for
have
this.
not really. Essentially, you have to drink it, let it become part of you, and then you store that. But it wouldn't be their vitae anymore. It would become part of your system first.
Well, I was because I wanted to take some of their vitae now with the principal focus. Should
No,
just-
that just stores your blood. You need the preserved
Yeah,
blood
yeah.
ritual. Then you could drain it, put it in an appropriately prepared in advance
Oh,
container, and
All
Yeah,
right. Damn
the
it.
principle is one that is your blood.
allied. I also want you to roll a luck roll.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Averagely lucky.
That's below 6.
Actually, that's
a,
below average.
that's a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You have 5 in perception alertness, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're in no danger.
No one's in any danger.
Vivian,
all.
give me a manipulation leadership at... You have a fuck ton of dominate, and this is your domain. So, it would be a base of 8 to hunt normally. We're gonna say that leading them to someone else would be like a +2, but I think that still washes to like a 3, so... Just... Yeah, give me
Okay.
manipulation leadership at 3.
My leadership is 3, right? Yep. Okay. 8, 3.
They seem willing. They're dominated to be willing, but you don't know that.
Oh, well, I don't know that.
I mean, I am doing this fairly quick, but I did tell him I would try and get him something to drink while,
Yeah.
for
I'm
all the stuff we
assuming that
did
you're
earlier.
using dominate to help with that.
Yep, you're correct, because I'm trying to do this pretty quick. So
Okay.
What I don't know in character doesn't hurt me.
Vivian, roll perception alertness, because I'm assuming Auspex is on when you walk into the room with the vessels. Or this room, rather.
Yep. And alertness, particularly.
Yes, at 3 if it's on, at 6 if it's... Well, at 7 if it's not.
Okay. All right. Let me actually think for a quick moment here. Would it be on? She
I mean, I did
actually
talk
might.
about-
She would activate it right before going in, but it wasn't actually active while she was going and getting people.
That's fine.
If it makes a difference.
This guy talks about being.
It doesn't
Sorry.
in this case. It's fine.
Okay.
Defender wins.
Defender
You
wins.
don't see the gargoyle hovering against the darkness.
Yes.
Watching Cigar with the raptor's case.
I know. So I bring him some people. These people should be willing to try and get you something to drink. Are you near frenzying or anything, by the way?
What is frenzy based off again? This
Self-control. You need... Think you're hungry once you're at 7 minus your self-control.
Correct.
So
You're
I'd
good.
be hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you'd be hungry once you're at 2.
I should be fine. I just
Little peckish.
yeah, just a little bit peckish when I can sit on so much blood I had to fucking use it. So let me do you have medical staff on hand by chance?
No, not on staff.
All right,
Hopefully
then I
nothing
will.
particularly bad.
I will.
happens.
I will contain myself then.
All right. Thank you.
Come, my friends. Let me. How much blood can I get from them safely without killing anybody, Draco?
2, 3, they're gonna feel sick. 4, they're gonna need to see a doctor. 5, they're on the edge of dying.
So fuck. How many people did he bring?
2.
Okay, so I can get 4 then.
Yep.
4, 6
Okay.
if you push it. More than that, and they're in danger.
Well, I wanted to push it, but but Vivian said there's no like medical staff here, so.
If you take 3,
It's
it's
not
like
that kind of push it.
Oh.
They're gonna feel sick enough to think they're catching something and go see a doctor kind of thing.
Oh, then 2, 4, 6. Yeah, no, and I can lick the wound shut anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. I'll take 6 then.
They'll just have a severe case of anemia for no reason.
Yep,
Well-
that's about it. They'll notice whenever they need to get going, and heck, maybe give them some leave to go to a doctor or something after this. That's fine. Whatever.
Give him a lollipop. No lollipops?
Alright.
Yeah, just give them a
Surely
protein
you're
bar. They're gonna
barbaric.
be fine.
Okay.
Barbaric! At least give them a lollipop.
All right.
2 of your night guards call in sick tomorrow night.
All right. Okay. That's fine. That's what I agreed. I got 'em agreed.
The-
Comfortable.
See, I didn't need to eat the people. It's starting to pay off a bit. I'm even having blood delivered to me.
Okay, Vivian, once
You
you
sound
get
really
back to the
unsure.
office, there's a figure hovering. Apparently completely black since the chameleon thing is active, and just Stonefinger slowly taps on the window. Tuk, tuk, tuk.
Go and open it. Hey there.
It reaches in and pulls you into a hug.
I give Anne a hug too.
It's
Good
so...
to see you again.
Hello, Vivian. Why are you with that monster?
Ah,
He gave me back to the
I thought
Trembier.
that might be-
Why are you with him?
He actually helps a lot of people in his downtime. We met last couple centuries. I really disagree with some of the stuff he does, especially the gargoyle aspect.
I've heard of
Ooh,
at
so
least 3 other people that he's given back to the warlocks. 3!
Well, I will argue just mildly that he is very rule-abiding and generally tries to help people and societies a lot. But he is definitely an asshole who likes the Tremere for some reason. And for some reason doesn't want to regard you guys as people. As I said, asshole in that aspect.
Well, I'm not just gonna go in there and kill him.
Thank
Aww.
In fact, I'm not gonna kill him for a very...
Oh no.
Hey, that's the
Well,
best
yep.
news ever.
No.
you. So,
I can hear you, Chris.
want to come in? I'm a prince of the city these days. I mean,
figured,
kind of
I
great.
heard you talking to the others. I have mastered the warlock's heightened senses.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Oh, so did you want to see about staying around, or
Oh
are you
yes,
planning to?
I'm gonna be staying.
Aw. By the way, what the heck is his name? I presume I know it.
Ambrose.
Ambrose? Oh, cool. That's his name. Well, welcome to the city, Ambrose. Please don't go causing like some crazy amount of trouble or anything.
I was
can only
gonna
defend
cannonball
so
in through
much,
the
but-
window, but I figured this might be your building, so I held off.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Do you need any help getting set up around here or anything like that?
No, I'll just pretend to be a statue.
She's gonna give him a small smile. Not like a very happy one per se, slightly melancholic if anything, but okay, if that's how you want to do it. I'll be here if you need me, okay?
Send the betrayer. When you are done with him, we have our first appointment soon.
Okay, try and not go too crazy with it there.
I'll leave him eventually.
Well, good luck and make sure you have a fruitful discussion.
Oh, he
There's more
will.
to it than just trying to beat somebody up.
He's still holding you, and he actually starts flapping his wings, and his feet leave the ground. You like pranks?
To a degree. I'm kind of busy right at the moment. Probably not a very good time for it.
Do you have 5 minutes?
You know what? I have 5 minutes.
He boosts you up with one hand so you can sit on one of his shoulders. Hold on.
Oh,
I'll try.
So he flies around to this side and he taps on the window and holds out two middle fingers towards you with Vivian sitting on one of his shoulders.
I just make eye contact. Oh, Draco, I got a question. Can you know that like where you put like 2 fingers to your eyes and 2 fingers at them? I got my eye on you. That's what my guy does.
Okay. He just nods slowly and flies back towards you.
The last thing Vivian sees is my guy just kind of like casually getting back in a like guard position. Sighort's trying to think like, what the fuck gargoyle was that? Like, who?
Roll intelligence, alertness at... I think they all blend together, so... This was a while back. Give it to me at a 9.
6 dice at 9. The absolute fucking madman.
It seems to have changed, but something about... Yeah, you think you recognize the face. The face is similar. You think you might have given him back to the Tremere at all?
It can't be my rival. He's escaped again. my first hunt. He's escaped.
It's not the first. He blends in with the others. He was just another gargoyle to you at the time.
It's back. I gotta talk to the Tremere about this. Hold up. Fuck, are there any phones in this? Oh, that's right. I don't even know their phone number. Fuck. Alright, well, guard duty it is. Just standing there reminiscing of the good old days of...
So, Ally, here's the thing. Enemies scale based on how many backgrounds and how wide organization they have, or how powerful they are individually. A gargoyle enemy might have very, very few backgrounds, if any, but might be very powerful personally. Relative.
I figured he was gonna be some bullshit that was gonna break me over his fucking knees.
He hasn't done that yet.
Not yet, but that's because Vivian's around.
Possibly.
I can't wait. I can't wait till either he eats me or I eat him. Truly, that will be the ultimate showdown. Who eats who? You're not sending me back to the chantry. I wasn't planning on it this time.
So besides that, I am going to give a call to that number I got for, the technocracy out of character.
Okay.
In character, the weird guy who showed up in my office and then, teleported out or something.
Okay. The line gets picked up. There's a voice on the other end that seems distorted mechanically. Yes, how can I direct your call?
This is Vivian.
I think he gave you his name. It's Neil Castro.
Okay. I'm calling for Neil Castro to give him something of a report, I suppose.
Stand by. Connecting. Elevator music.
Nice.
Vivian
Oh,
is
they-
surprisingly going, well, interesting tune.
The line gets picked up again. Vivian, how can I help you?
Hello, I was just going to give you that call that I mentioned earlier to go over everything that I was planning for.
Certainly.
Yeah, and you can definitely give any, other ideas that might work better or anything like that. As long as it can help with, doing what we want to happen. So initially, the plan is going to be to dress up as somebody else so no one will know it's me. Besides that, I'm going to interfere with one of the what is probably going to happen at the Mardi Gras. I have people looking into what, protest and such is going to be happening and where it's going to be and who's the leaders right now. Besides that, trying to get it so that I will interfere with the stage and try and get on the news service. Then, try and encourage everyone to stop the civil rights movement. Well, not stop it, but stop being assholes to each other against skin color and such. I do have a bit of a speech planned for it, but that might take a little while to really go over. Basic premise, go over how we need to all work together, should allow us to keep our own friends, things like that. And for the end of it all, I intend to avoid questions and such, see about dying on the stage.
Right. That is where the projections show the problem is most likely to occur. We
Yep,
have
the primary-
already taken precautions to try and remove some of the most likely vectors of violence from the equation.
Yeah, I tried to think of anything else to try and maybe do a different way, but most of them require a lot more time and effort than I can either do right now or in the future. It would be pretty tough when they start trying to find the girl and, oh, where is she? All that. Talk to her, everything like that.
We can arrange a appropriate backtrace in the bureaucracy to show that you are in fact a real person for when the inevitable investigation comes.
Oh, yeah, that could help too. All right. I already thought of doing that myself as well, but some of the stuff would require even more influence than we really got around here. So, okay. The only other part of this was that I was trying to find some kind of weapon that couldn't be traced back to any of the people on the civil rights part. The only thing so far on that scale that probably couldn't ever be traced was an anti-material rifle. That's gonna smart.
I see. Well, an
But that's the
anti-material
basic
rifle doesn't really fit all that well, but well, I can look into it. It's possible that there are appropriately unavailable to the public sniper rifles currently in use by the military that I can arrange for you to have access.
Okay, that would help quite a bit.
Since
That's
it makes
basically what I was
little
looking for.
sense for you to be hit by something so powerful. Why would they have that? Watching the crowd, that makes no sense.
All right, but yeah, that's the basic idea. I'm working through trying to get the makeup. Also working on getting a doll for the funeral that will look very similar. Yeah, that's the basic gist of everything.
We can try and make sure that it does not erupt into undue violence and ensure that the shot itself is appropriately spectacular.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance. I hope this will manage to change things for the better. As it is, it looks like it's going to get really bloody. Hopefully, that can be avoided.
Yes, I am aware. I have seen what this city could end up looking like next year if this goes south. I'd rather that didn't happen.
Me too. And that's a really cool ability. All right. So, yep, if you have any recommendation.
I will have an
Yeah, any
appropriate weapon provided for you, but it might be more effective if one of us fired it, since we have abilities to ensure the shot does the exact amount of damage we wish it to, as opposed to...
It's more realistic if the person actually
Okay.
dies.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, we can see about doing that.
And now the temptation to just assassinate the reality deviant on the stage! Actually,
Surprise!
Vivian...
I'm a smart fuck. If
Roll-
they kill me, I go Ash.
Yeah, roll an Auspex rating roll at 6 all the same.
Yeah, the more likely thing is after it, but they
Yeah,
could try and do that anyway.
yeah, no, Auspex doesn't ping,
perfectly
but
fine. This is perfectly
you
fine.
you
Nothing is
can
really
imagine
wrong.
how that might go. Yes.
Nope. I already understood exactly what they would try and do. And that's why I'm able to agree to this, because if they actually kill me, well, that's unfortunate for them.
Okay. Google opens the door to the Nosferatu. Tries not to retch. Knocks on Vivian's door. Vivian, some more
Vivian's in the
people to
middle of
see you.
getting ready to call the Asimite. Oh, okay. Come in!
Michelle leads the group in. Google isn't gonna let them in the room alone with Vivian. Not so many, so he's gonna guard from the inside.
Oh, look. So many Nosferatu. What's the occasion?
Well, we were examining the civil rights movement, and we do have an older guest in town from our clan, so we thought we'd step by, say hello, report our findings.
Oh, thank you. So what's going on?
Well, steps forward. It seems that some of the ringleaders of the civil rights movement, particularly ones that seem to be more tended towards violence, have been... It's hard to tell, but looks like they have been vanishing for a day or two and then coming back a lot more peaceful, I think would be the word. Though you could use other terms like lobotomized or tranquilized as well.
Huh. Any idea where they were before they disappeared?
She just holds out her hands to her sides. I don't have the numbers to track every single.
No. That's why I was just asking if you had that information on you.
As far as
Okay,
we can tell,
thank
they
you.
were just acting out their normal patterns and then something got to them. I did attempt to
Alright.
question one of them with dominate, but there's like a blank spot in their memory. I couldn't get through.
There's a couple things that could be. If you can give me names or places, I can maybe try and look into it myself eventually. At the moment,
Patricia
I'm a little
here
busy,
has
but-
seen some of them. She can give you precise descriptions, or should be good enough for you to find them if I understand how your abilities work.
Oh, thank you. I'll see if that'll work out. Maybe I can see what might have happened to them or who's hanging out with them, stuff like that. Anything else?
I suppose this is the first time you're actually meeting Patricia, and she's my child, so at some point I would like her to be officially recognized, if she does well on this.
Oh, of course. There'd be no issue with that at all. Nice to meet you, Patricia.
Just nods.
Okay. So we also have a newcomer here. Is that right?
Shell steps back and motions for it to step forward.
Step forward. Hello, I am Uluwase. I've just arrived from the city. Heard it was an interesting place and decided to help with the sewers.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Louise. So do you have any particular wishes for like domain or anything like that, or need any help?
No, it's fine. I would just stay with the clan and help with what I can.
Okay. Well, welcome to the city. I hope you can enjoy your time. I have called for a bit of an emergency meeting 2 nights from now. All
You didn't
kindreds
tell Gregory
are
that.
invited.
Asshole.
You're not actually part of the reason why, so this isn't a regular call for a meeting.
This is we're gonna make examples of the assholes who've been doing shit like this. You haven't eaten anyone yet, have you?
Is that sadness for not eating anyone yet?
The sadness
yeah.
for not being told about this meeting.
Well, too bad, because I'm a little busy.
Still, sadness.
Don't worry. Hang around Elysium, you should hear about the call.
Elysium is a fucking dump.
There's another Elysium.
There's
If
a
you don't
better
want to
one.
hang out at the dump, that's your problem. But yeah, so welcome to the city, and I hope you can enjoy your time here. Just try not to cause any trouble. A lot of the newcomers seem to enjoy that.
I will try my best, Prince.
All right. Is there anything that you needed?
Not particularly. Should we keep watching the civil rights people?
Yeah, we need to try and figure out when they're going to try and start some. The Mardi Gras is coming up. Something is probably going to happen. They're getting really antsy.
Yes, but it does seem like someone is trying to prevent that something from happening if I'm correct in my assessment.
Well, we'll see what it is.
I think Michelle's gonna make a perception empathy roll, because it's starting to seem like you might know more than you're letting on.
I probably do, like all the time.
Give me a manipulation subterfuge roll to see how easy you are to read on this.
Okay. Presuming no particular pluses or minuses. Here we go.
Well,
Doesn't matter about the tens. So, might know more than I'm letting, go right now.
Okay. Well, it's getting early, Vivian, so we should probably head out. Have to put the young
Yep.
ones to bed.
All right. I'll just try and get that description real quick. Trisha, right?
Okay, let's see, yeah, she has a lot in alertness and investigation. She can give you a pretty accurate and quick description of two people that she thinks did the most abrupt changes of behavior.
All right. Thank you. I'll try and look into it and see if I can find anything when I'm not busy. Have a good night. Thank you for your hard work.
Okay, and they will filter out. Okay.
Yep. Now for the last thing I need to do before going to sleep.
Okay.
I need to see what I need to do to try and get a high-rise domain set up for Allied's character, Sighard. I will forever want to call him
He's also
Siegfried.
turned it into the prison.
Okay, a high-rise domain. Well, apartment buildings, you can probably just find one for sale. If you want a proper high-rise that's actually a luxury, you're probably gonna have to take over an existing firm. The only way Bacon was able to have a high-rise of his own was because he built it. His was new construction.
I'm figuring he's not really meaning a literal high-rise so much as being in a high-rise. Makes sense?
Yeah, you could find a decent set of apartments, like 2/3 of the way up. One of the few high-rises with a bit of effort, yes.
It's not a ruse because I told you I would get you a spot, but if you wanted to make it your own domain.
Alternatively, you could pick out a smaller building that might be like 5 or 6 floors and claim a penthouse for him and let him establish control over the rest of the building, much like the Toreador did.
That's actually kind of what I was thinking of. Yeah, if that's all right. That's what I'll see about doing.
That will take probably a noticeable amount of cash because, you know, but
I will probably figure of being like 1 dot lower for rest of this thing, I suppose, if that makes some sense.
essentially not necessarily immediately, but you're right on the edge of having taken a very sizable chunk out of your spending cash.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, yeah, consider yourself to be at 4 for the rest of this arc because you are, making a number of arrangements at this point.
Yep, that I am. Then I will call up the Assamite and tell him that I actually will not be needing the anti-material rifle or his services on assisting me with what's probably going to happen that day.
Okay. He asks you if he wants, if he should keep trying to track the regent. As far as he's been able to tell, and as far as he's been able to track the Tremere, they seem to have him under house arrest.
If they're keeping close watch on him, there isn't much of a reason to watch over with the higher ups around to keep an eye as well. So he's fine to not go through with that either anymore.
Okay. And he's gonna consider himself as having a trivial boon over you, as per the previous arrangement.
That's what we agreed. Okay.
I really need to refactor this, by the way, into a proper table. But yes.
I asked a neonate to keep watch over an elder. I felt a boon was a pretty nice arrangement in addition to some blood and such.
Well, the blood was if he had to actually take the fucker out, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Of course I did. He was a neonate. I didn't feel like fucking him over with that kind of request.
Well, a trivial boon, even from a prince, it's valuable, but it's not that valuable. It's something that essentially... Think of it as something Vivian can do in 15 minutes, right?
Yep.
Without giving up anything valuable. It's extremely valuable for Neonate in the right circumstances, but only up to a point.
Mhm. The fact I'm the prince makes things very good, and having a lot of background dice also makes that very valuable for other people. But
Yeah, it's essentially like with the amount of cash Vivian has, he can ask her to like buy a older house on the outskirts for him or someone who needs a residence, right? That kind of thing, or rent an apartment for a year or whatever, right?
stuff like that really easy. Yeah.
But essentially, anything that doesn't cost Vivian anything to do and doesn't require an extensive amount of time or investment of energy.
Yep.
So,
Not many people take me up on it, surprisingly. But yeah, I'll see about getting
You
that.
didn't offer to.
Well,
You kind of gave a different impression than a lot of people.
you made
coming
it
to the
clear
city.
that you had a vast retinue and a fuck ton of resources.
Yeah, fine. Damn it. That's not how I get more money, but that's how I show off money, and that is more important to him.
So, Gregory, I assume you're gonna start the wheels moving on your people moving in, and
Yes,
Neat.
and try to find a suitable location where I can house all of them and myself and
I
library and equipment.
think we can say that as far
Not
as
on the second one.
a
Fuck off.
preparation, you could have had essentially called around and have an idea of a residence that you can rent with the option to buy it. So you're not gonna have to spend time this night worrying about it. It's stuff you could have done in advance,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well, now that it's fine that
yeah.
now that it's fine to own such. The
So
license is called a middle finger.
I
So
assume that you want to also meet Pamela at some point.
Yes.
Do you want to do that
Preferably as
tonight?
soon as everybody's. Yes, if she's available, especially to ask what the entire situation is. But we'll go back to at least take a few choice books that she might have been interested in
Okay.
from the occult library, just because as an initial show of good faith.
Okay. Yeah, she can give you an area where you can meet. And it's probably relatively public, like a cafe of some kind. And then she realized that, oh fuck, you're not actually concealing yourself that well, and you stand out. And then she's gonna take you to like a park.
I mean, he can and would in terms of great coat and everything, but is still freaking.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to her, who just looks normal, if slightly pale human, to your unenhanced eyes.
I mean, doesn't it? Where's the bit? Others. I need to actually look this up because this is.
What are you trying to look up?
Oh right, no, it doesn't. It specifically doesn't detect vampire magic. It just detects every single other magic.
Well, living magic, yes. So
Yes, if there is any, if he does encounter any randomly living magic, he is going to note down who the fuck is
roll on like a
radiating
luck.
from. Yay!
Nope.
Nope.
You see nothing.
Good. That's probably safer this way.
Okay. He takes you to a park. So,
So Smith says, "Good to meet you. Actually, meet you in person, make your acquaintances." I've brought along a couple of the books we'd mentioned in contact as initial. There does seem to be rather an interesting situation developing in this city over the last few nights.
yes, it does. I don't know,
I
the
think-
previous prints did not seem as crazy as from what I hear he's being claimed to be, but I've just been staying away from it, and I figure I will reacquaintance myself with Elysium after things have quieted down somewhat. It seems an unhealthy place to be.
Is there any more to Elysium than that random bit of burnt forest?
They burnt it down?
There was ash there when I visited, and when I was there, what I assumed now was the Gangle Primogen was brought in unconscious and chucked over to the other Gangle, who have decided to bury him in concrete somewhere.
He was incapacitated but conscious. You did see him stir. It's just like, on the edge of torpor.
Right. Well, like I say then, correcting it. Yeah.
Oh, why would they turn on? What has Vivian done? Jesus fuck! When the nice ones go off the rails.
Was she meant to be nice?
She used to be, but apparently she got a taste of power.
Right. Fairly usual condition, I think. Does seem to have a bit of a bee in bonnet about other supernaturals, which is a bit annoying, but isn't that
Yeah.
trusting them to make no problems is, I mean,
I thought this kind of
Give it a
shit
week.
was more of a Sabbat thing, but I think some of these fuckers are every bit as bad.
there's at least one Anarch Ventru about, which is possibly the greatest irony I have ever witnessed so far.
There's a
Now, I'm
couple of
coming here to
them, but
about
anarchs, I mean, but they're usually the quiet sort. They just hang by themselves and gripe at each other, from what I know. Not really a threat.
Yes, I wasn't meaning a threat. It's just kind of ironic with Ventru, though it does. They do always like leading anything. So, but yes, I'm returning to you to catch you up on the recent affairs of your own city. Do you know any more about what has been happening? And especially Vivian, you said she used to be nice.
She did. Also, you should be aware that the previous prince and an independent elder were gonna hunt changelings. If they ever got to them, they are gonna be on guard, so you should be careful if you go in that direction. They might just be killing vampires on sight for all I know.
Yes, that's probably not a great place to start. The Gangle don't have much love of the werewolves, which is always good because they occasionally decide to take liking to them.
I think that's a myth.
Yeah, so
The werewolves were fucking with their Elysium at one point, leaving claw marks on the trees and stuff.
interesting. So more about Vivian. You said, as I said, you used to be nice. What?
I mean,
Clan Malkav, right?
she is, but she used to take care of people, try and make sure everyone's okay, but then she ordered the Ventru Primogen bombed and everything went to shit, and now people are dying left, right. I don't know what set her off. She might have gotten crazier. They sometimes do with age, or she might have snapped to a different sort of madness. It's hard to tell.
But she wanted to protect and defend.
I mean, maybe she's gone paranoid and everyone's a threat to the stability of the city at this point to her. I honestly don't know. She's a Malkavian, but she didn't used to be like this. And I mean, obviously I don't have too many details, but it seems rather a treacherous time, and in large part thanks to what she's doing.
Yes. her entourage at least had what was his name, Byron? For some reason he's a
Oh,
flesh crafting Malkavian.
yeah, I know about Byron. It's just news to me that Vivian is apparently keeping him around. Oh, that's not a good sign.
It is not a good sign, and he hoped you had more information on him than just not being a good sign.
Well, I do have more information. It's like this. Byron helped take the city. Byron is a Diablerist. From what I know, he's eaten at least one person. Apparently, right in front of the then prince. Some Zemitzi or another, and apparently he got good at it in a hurry. And now he's Byron. He's kind of unstable at one point. I think he frenzied Elysium and torped Vivian. It's hard to explain to someone who's not of the city, but it's fucking Byron. Byron is bad news. If Byron is involved,
so
it's
annoyed
not.
him.
Oh, why would you do that?
He seemed like a short fuse. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, no, that's why we don't piss him off. That's why we keep our distance. That's why we don't let him touch us.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I know better now. Is there any others is like him?
Okay,
Donald?
Milneberg.
What was?
Don't go into Milneberg. There's a elder called Thorbrand there. He will end you if he decides he doesn't like you. And the locals will let him because the consensus is... I mean, it's not like he couldn't be destroyed, but you're not gonna take him in a fair fight.
Fairly usual for a Setite.
He's not a Setite.
Aren't they? Isn't that the symbol?
No, that's the clanless symbol.
Oh, that's clanless. Okay. Wait, what is... Oh, it's just a snake, isn't it?
I think so.
Right.
Thorbrand's apparently from Scandinavia, and I think the rumor is that he's old enough to have been a pagan in Scandinavia before Christianity took over. So that gives you some idea of how dangerous he might be.
Okay, that's definitely one not to piss off.
Other than that, we have our friendly Ventru, who's actually a La Sombra here, who's done a good job of fighting this about, but I've talked with him recently. He's really pissed about the power change because he spent the last 3.5 years getting in really good with the previous prince, and then he went and got fucked.
Right. So, actually, Lasombra, where does he? Is he within the other ground general?
He's in
Actually,
this.
given that
He's in this general neighborhood, yes, but
given the Ventru Primogen got bombed and their prince worse, who's currently leading them? And isn't he not one of their main members now?
he would be. I asked him about that, but he gave me the dirtiest look I have seen from him, so I didn't press the issue at the time.
Right.
Other than that, we have an Asamite here. He's kind of new, but if you need mortals dealt with, he's certainly good enough to take them out professionally.
And there was something about a Tremere disturbance and issues.
Oh yes, but that's just standard procedure.
There is not. Their standard procedure very rarely creates noise. If there's
No, you
noise,
don't understand it. If you want to be accepted in the city, just remember this saying. Whenever Tremere do something stupid, You need to say that it's just standard procedure. Trust me on this.
Right. And I assume talking to them at all would be seen as.
I mean, you're free to talk with them. Most people just can't stomach it. I've certainly talked with them as well, but they didn't really go anywhere. The regent is kind of an asshole. He makes a lot of promises but doesn't really deliver on them.
Does that sound safer than the potentially insane, more insane Malkavian, talking to the more insane Malkavian prince who has a flesh crafting Malkavian around?
Possibly,
just to put a
but if
scale on
you
things.
want allies, I suggest the Ventru or the Toreador. The Tremere, they're too unpopular, even among the
Yes.
people who would normally be on their side, and the Sheriff in particular has, I think, a dislike of the region, so the Tremere, they don't really have any allies, and siding with them is kind of picking the losing side.
Right. Do you have the how I could get in contact with the not Le Sombre?
Sure, I can give you a phone number.
It's always nice to meet different practitioners of innovation that aren't of the Sabbat who aren't like us.
Keep in mind he is respected in the city and he acts accordingly, especially since his position has been somewhat shaken of late, and I think he's gonna come down hard on anyone that suggests that he's not as amazing as he claims to be.
So over the top with the praise. Or
Not so, just avoid
some-
any suggestion that he might be weak or unworthy or undeserving, etc. He's just touchy. You don't need to lay on the praise, just, avoid giving the impression that you're looking down on him in a way.
Right, apart from the literal height issue.
Right. There is that.
Yes. Hopefully he's not touchy about it.
Well, he did rip into people pretty thoroughly over in Houston when the Sabbat were attacking there, from what I hear, so best not to risk it. Just be careful.
Well, someone who can actually rip into people is possibly a good person to know on that level as well.
Possibly.
How many gangrel are actually left in the city now?
What do you mean? There's like 8.
And which is likely to be their primogen now that they've
Okay,
concreted
just
the whole
rewind a second. What's happened with the gangrel?
They staked their primogen and chucked him in concrete after the prince brought them to him for some reason. I didn't hear the revelation. I just saw Prince bring in that and then announce afterwards that they were staking him and chucking him in concrete, and they specified for the prince not to observe them as they did so.
Okay then. Well, that's interesting. But what do you mean, how many gangrel are left? They're like one of the most populous clans.
They seemed a bit worse for wear when I encountered them.
How
In Elysium,
much
and at least
worse?
I'm not sure. This is just getting a read of which one to Daniel. I talked to him about a bit about the recent fairs, and it was
Okay,
apparent that their clan was in a rough spot, in a particular rough spot, and I don't think it could just be the primogen's issue, but
right. Well, okay, that's a mess. But okay.
it is a mess.
I guess we're gonna have to try and find some more information. Have you picked up anything else useful in the meantime?
I've just arrived in the city. I'm not sure what else is common knowledge and what else is.
Well, I've been out of touch for the last couple of days ever since the trouble started, and getting the feeling that a lot has happened.
Possibly that was safer. Yes, Elysium was scorched and there was only 4 people there when I arrived. Is it really in the middle of a war? Who decided to make an Elysium in the middle of a forest? I'm sure it was nicer before the
Well,
being set on
it's
fire, but
it's in what used to be the Gangrel Primogen's personal territory, and the Malkavians were right next to each other, and they have had a strong alliance since this domain was established, and since kind of evolved that way, let's put it that way.
right.
And generally it was a place that offered as much spotlight after a fashion or as much privacy as you wanted, and just has a certain charm to it, at least when the trees were standing it did. I assume it's changed now.
It seems to be quite a bit more ash than trees. So
I fucking love you, Lambert. I really do.
what?
I don't know, his voice just works so perfectly on this.
Okay. Well, it's a fucking mess. It's just a big mess.
The more explanation I can get from you about exactly what the mess is, the
Okay, think of it as the thing going on with the Soviets, right? There was a big standoff, neither side wanted to engage the other, until the prince decided to resign and decided to go hunting changelings for fun because apparently his nerves didn't hold out, I guess. So he decided to fuck off and have fun, because ruling was apparently not to his liking. At which point I don't believe he informed much of anyone, and this is conjecture at this point, but I assume there was a struggle for power among the Ventru and the Malkavian bloc. So, well, it seems like Vivian is the new prince and had to do some nasty things to get there, and well, seems like the beast might be getting a more solid grip on her in the process.
and what source do you know that the prince went changed things? It's entirely possible that he mentioned to you, of course, because of our.
He stopped
Bloodline,
by.
but-
He wanted to know what he needed to do to deal with changelings. I gave him some call. I still have a couple of daggers left. I could loan one to you for a favor.
If there is a time when that is needed, I will come and graciously accept your offer. But I don't think poking a hornet's nest that has already been poked is the best way to get anything done here when everything is already a mess.
Yes.
You said yes. I presume he then was dead.
I
old
don't
prince,
know
or
what happened. I've heard that he was seen after that and he got corrupted by something, but I don't know, they would have to be pretty deeply unseelie for them to be able to do that, especially to supposedly a rather mentally strong vampire.
So more likely that's an excuse by somebody as to why.
Well, that's my
They-
gut reaction. I think Vivian just manufactured the story and got rid of him to erase any doubts as to the legitimacy of her rule and prevent
Is he
him from
definitely-
naming a different successor.
Is he definitely gone?
I hear he is, but who knows?
And the Ventrue are obviously unhappy about this. The Not Lysandra is unhappy. The gang will have some of their own issues. And the sheriff, I think I met the sheriff. I described the...
She starts
Well,
nodding halfway through. Yeah, that sounds like Kurt.
Right. And don't poke Byron anymore.
Best not.
Hmm. Where would be an address which he would receive whatever sent to it? To try to...
What do you mean, Byron or Kurt?
Byron. I assume the sheriff has
Um,
offices, domains and everything. Malkavian...
find a
maybe not so much.
Malkavian and let one of them know that you want to meet in Byron. Give them a location. The message will make its way to him.
Yeah, it's not a message as such.
You could give one of them a package, but it's strange. They have a way of communicating, and it seems to defy usual explanations. I think it might be something weird. You know what I mean?
They're Malkavians.
Yes,
I
but
honestly
they
don't-
have taken in this city to passing messages using their special talents. When people need messages passed on. So if you can find one, they can probably pass messages, at least for price too.
Well, I at least know the location of one Malkavian, though I'm not sure necessarily sending things to the prince and then hoping that she realizes who it's meant to be for is the best idea. But
Well, like
suppose
I
there's worse
said,
ideas.
it's usually verbal messages, right? They have a way of communicating among themselves. I think that there might actually be some truth to them all being tied together in some way, and they've been using that. So if you can just say something you want passed on to one of them, and they will send a message to whoever it's meant for.
Are they so above using phones?
This is often faster. Maybe someday in the far future we'll have phones we can carry with us, but unfortunately that day is still in the future.
Suspicious.
Not very far in the future, actually, but still, like within 10 years. But sure.
Oh no, it's not 10 years. The first mobile phones were in the 90s. At least commercially available ones. It's
Oh yeah, of course, commercially available ones. This is. I'm talking about from the perspective of a completely rich bastard here.
Even completely rich bastards generally didn't have those. It was mostly done as a tech concept. They didn't really catch on for a long time.
Oh my god, the first mobile phone taking 30 minutes of talk time and took 10 hours to charge.
Understandable.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, the first commercially available ones, yeah, 90s.
Okay. So
But yes, I mean, yeah, really? You can't?
I can, and I love his voice. I really fucking do.
And I have to say, it's an amazing mix of feigning confidence while what the fuck is going on being hidden underneath the words.
I legitimately just can't understand. Like, to me, when Lambert talks, it just sounds like a background noise.
Oh,
Like,
right.
no,
This is the
But
this
I
is-
literally can't make out your words because there's no voice to it. Like, it's weird.
I
Yeah, no, this is a
have no idea
Texan
how to respond
problem.
to that. I have literally no idea how to.
Don't worry, Allied's from Texas. It's understandable.
What? No.
Fucking
I have
Texan.
no clue how that works.
Okay,
They don't understand anybody.
so shall we continue with this conversation? I assume you want to get as much information as possible from Pamela.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So actually, more of a rundown on past events when the.
She doesn't know that much of the things that have happened within the last week, essentially, but she can give you an overview of what the city is like in general, or used to be like.
Yes.
With the warning that about half of this is
Things
probably
have changed.
not accurate anymore. Also, don't piss off Kurt. He has a tendency to less make a punishment that fits the crime and more just show you how much you pissed him off. If you disappoint his sense of order.
What does his sense of order like?
Well, obey the traditions, or he's gonna use you for chopping practice. He's torpered the Malkavian Primogen at least twice.
Interesting. And what was he the sheriff under the previous prince as well? Then, obviously.
Yes, he was.
So more of a fixture then.
I mean, it's been 3.5 years, but I think he's managed to hold on to his position through the change in power, so I guess at this point, sure.
Apart from order, what's the is there a good side, or is it just either bad side being beaten to a pulp, or waiting until you get on his bad side, then beat you to a pulp?
It's like this. It's as long as you are making your best effort to obey the rules and you aren't flaunting the authority of the Camarilla, you're probably okay. Unless you're a complete idiot and are just incapable of not fucking up. But
Don't worry, I think
if
they had a few of those anyway.
But when you cross the line with him, if it's clear that you went like, fuck the rules, he's gonna have an issue. Expect an axe between your shoulders.
Yes, I've got that. But what does he like? What is it he must have? What's the good side?
Good side with Kurt. I think he likes
mean,
money
what does he do
and he
for-
likes things to run smoothly.
Right, that's not necessarily the easiest thing to.
I honestly, I wouldn't start with him if you're gonna try and get friends.
I mean,
Unless you can actually help him maintain order, that might get you in his good graces.
trying to get the combination of maintaining order and dealing with other supernaturals generally comes hand in hand. When it comes hand in hand, is much easier to do than when it doesn't come hand in hand.
Yeah, that's a tough line to walk. You need to either make sure you don't get found out, or he's gonna ask you some questions, or you need
Well,
to
it's
set it
more
up in a
waiting
way that
for-
makes it seem reasonable.
Well, it's more waiting for there to be an issue, and then
Right. The werewolves,
So-
it's been an on and off truce with them pretty much since the Camarilla took over. There was a mild hiccup where they, I think, tried to attack the Nosferatu.
mild hiccup,
It
mild attacked.
Well, the prince had been feeding the Nosferatu a steady stream of sharpened silver shards, and they had apparently made it their clan's pastime to build a maze of traps down there.
sounds interesting. They have a warren of traps for their... Assume that means going into the sewer at all accidentally is not a wise move. Unless you want to be
At least not in
persuaded.
the Nosferatu domains, no.
And the werewolves took... Were they forced to disassemble this? How was it...
Well, they had Tremere help. So, from the story as it was told by the smug Nosferatu, and take this with a grain of salt, they kind of put a heavy hatch in behind them and locked it, and the hatch was warded. So when the werewolves tried to rip through it or tried to open it, it burned them, and they were forced to go forward rather than back, and it supposedly went downhill from there. The story keeps changing every time they tell it, so it's... I don't know what actually happened. But yeah, apparently the werewolves were in a bad shape when they made it out, and the gangrel Primogen finished them off with some of his people.
And that returned it to the status quo because they're okay with just having them...
I don't know the details, but apparently someone somehow defused the situation. It might have been Vivian, but it's hard to say. That happened like a couple of months back.
But before then they were something about Elysium and scratching trees, and before that...
Yeah, I think that was a intimidation tactic. There's a lot of things that have happened. Generally, the werewolves, from what I understand, they're afraid of crossing us because there are apparently not that many here. So we've been able to enforce a peace of some kind.
That sounds on the better side of affairs rather than how everything else seemed to be turning out around here.
Right. Well, it's getting early, so I think I'm gonna take these books and have yeah.
Yes, do keep them and have a peruse at your leisure. If I need to ask any questions, I will, of course, be in contact. And
Yes. I think I will be at the Burnt Out Elysium tomorrow, so if you need to find me, look for me there. I won't be at my phone.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Bow and exit. And I think I need to find a random schmuck off the street a second.
In order to feeds?
No.
Okay. Apparently Jackalor's fucked off too.
Yeah, he did that a while ago.
Sleeps.
Okay. So I'm gonna assume that you settle in, head home. I'm gonna assume that given the size of your herd, you are essentially able to maintain a full blood pool.
Unless there's anything goes wrong. But
yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh my god, what is this place?
That is someplace else. Demi, if you would place your new character.
I didn't even explain what the fuck he is.
We'll learn together, same as with Bacon.
We'll learn together. Fuck you.
It was same with me. He just put me in the sewers and said, "Here's your character. Go talk with people."
Sure. I mean, I would have called somebody prior to this, but okay.
I assume that Andrew knows that you're coming.
Yeah, okay. Also, I have to thank Bacon for the picture, because Michael Caine usually doesn't have glasses. He had to Photoshop glasses on, and thank you, Bacon.
Wow.
Okay, so you head into the Elysium. The floor is surprisingly bare, and the couches look like they don't belong in a room this fancy, but other than that, there's coke, hookers, and vampires. Or you assume they're hookers.
Oh.
In my mind, I'm already
Okay.
thinking, yes, another city filled with absolute degenerates. Looks like I'm going to have to stay here again another 4 bits. I sort of fix my suit. And I'm gonna use Auspex to see who I can see is definitely a vampire, besides, the mass amounts of hookers.
Okay.
Hookers
Give
are all
me
vampires, no
a
one else is.
perception empathy at 8 to scan the
Yep.
crowd. Okay. With 2 extra successes above what you needed, the hookers look to have their auras actually look not ghoulish, but they're moving more sluggishly than normal people's. It seems that they are either, even with the coke, it seems like there's a certain amount of control of some kind over them to ensure that they're, compliant.
Okay. So I can identify sort of the auras of the other kindred in the room.
Yep.
Which one seems to be the loneliest that I can just have an easiest talk with?
Elfrida is kind of watching from the side, not really partaking in the...
Well, that's a start. I'll approach my way towards her in a kind of seemingly obvious fashion.
Okay. You walk in with a cane.
Yep, slowly, but surely.
Okay.
And, good evening, madam. I am Benjamin.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
looks at that. Are you supposed to be in here?
I'm looking for a fellow named Andrew.
Oh, he's over there. Derek had a horrible accident, and we're supposed to nurse him back to health.
Understandable. And what is your name, if I may ask?
Frida.
A pleasure. Thank you for your time. I will go to Andrew now. Farewell. And proceed my way towards Andrew.
You see Andrew looking past you. Frida's shrugging. They're like, what am I supposed to do?
Keep going, and we'll get to the other kindred in a moment.
The crowd parts.
What the fuck?
Hey. The first thing is to leave an impression. Are
Give
you
me-
Sir Andrew?
Give me a appearance performance roll. At
Okay.
6. To see
Now,
how much of an
question.
impression you'll leave.
Question, because we haven't really talked about this. I did for a merit take ability aptitude for performance. That would apply.
This would apply, yes.
Okay, so appearance performance. That would be that much. Difficulty?
Difficulty
Base-
goes down to 4. It would be a base of 6.
Okay.
Yep, the crowd does indeed part. And everything goes silent as the only sound is just a cane repeatedly, rhythmically hitting the floor. Daddy's home.
Good evening. Are you Sir Andrew?
Well, I'm not a sir, but yes, I'm Andrew.
A pleasure. My name is Benjamin Bywood. I've come a far way from the last
What
city.
the fuck?
What?
Just keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to do a posh accent. Trust me, it's not working.
It's working better than you think. It's just
I've come a far way. Shit, now you confuse me. I've come from far away from old England to meet you. I presume this is a sort of in a lower tone so the hookers don't hear. Elysium.
Sorry, Demi. What was that last bit?
Just in a lower voice, so the hookers don't just absolutely fucking hear everything. Like, is this Elysium?
I believe it's about to be declared such, yes. And don't worry, these people are appropriately managed.
Very well. Now, of course, as tradition states, I must meet the prince as well. Would you know where she is? Oh, actually, no. Actually, a question before I go. She is. I probably would have still think that Alan's in the city, right?
No. If we are assuming you're part of the batch that Andrew has been bringing in to reinforce his position, you got a letter passed you that is looking for Toreador of and Ventru of good standing and loyalty to the Camarilla that want to uphold the finest values of our sect to come and join a city that has been bereft of proper leadership.
Obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna go with. Would you know where she is?
Well, she isn't that far from here, but she's rather busy tonight. It might be best to stay here tonight and go immediately the next night. It's not too far from here, it's just a couple of blocks over. You might have seen the big tower coming into this part of town by the riverside.
I do think I have. Quite an impressive building, I must say.
Ah yes, the Ventru built it, but the new prince has claimed it for her own.
Yes. Since I will be, it seems, staying the night, and we have talked previously, would there be a accommodation of where I can stay for at least a night?
Don't worry about it. There are several guest rooms I have outfitted appropriately. The doors are suitably thick oak, and they're some of the better locks money can buy, so you should be safe, and the windows, of course, are properly shuttered.
Huh, I see. And, well, to not bore you further, I'd have but one question. Seemingly from what
Murder.
I've heard, what seems to be the situation around here, if I may know?
Well, the Malkavians, along with the Gangrel, bombed the Ventru Primogen and her child. The previous prince, resigned suddenly, and there was a struggle for power, and the Ventru in particular were on the losing side, but we were seen as backing them, so the new prince has extended an olive branch, and currently, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I expect you to follow my lead, we are trying to make that relationship work.
Of course. Is the Ventru clan stable then at this point? Has it stabilized, or is it still in shambles?
One of them killed the Princess Ghoul tonight, and the other one apparently ate someone. So no.
Yes, I'd take that as a no, indeed.
Apparently the people I had contacted as likely Ventru candidates, once desperate enough to come here, were a bit too desperate overall.
Indeed. Well, thank you for your time, Andrew. If I would need something, I'd of course contact you. For the time being, I will go and take my stuff. Thank you.
If you require sustenance, there are vessels here that aren't tainted by drugs.
That would be appreciated. Thank you. And I'm just going to, at this point, bow one more time towards him, and go get my ghoul, because I do actually have a retainer. Get my stuff and sort of see where I can get the room here to stay for the night.
Okay, it's a decent enough room. It's not the height of luxury. It's nowhere near as good as you would be able to afford yourself, but it's something like you might have in your residence for surprise guests, you know?
It'll do for the night.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, first thoughts that I'm having. Don't ask about the Ventru clan. Other than that, seems we need help, and the Tory don't need help. This is going to be a long mission. Oh, it is.
The Tories don't need culture.
Oh, yes, they fucking do.
You expect to find like a concert, you know, pianos playing, formal dances. Instead, they're snorting coke out the hookers.
No. I've experienced this already in my travel. It's still disgusting as always, but there is room for correction and leading to the right way. These are just younglings having the fun of their time.
Did this crash? Am I?
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, you're good
Good.
now.
Well,
You guys, Demi, you want more culture than snorting coke out of hookers?
Yes!
I mean,
See, civilized men use opium.
But opium's a downer. It doesn't give you bonus celerity dots.
I mean,
Understandable. Side effects.
Opium wasn't very much upmarket. It's very much a thing to
Look,
keep.
I do as my
warm.
ancestors do, okay?
Yes,
and
your
then-
ancestors used it to impose. It was a trade on people, kind of like, we want your stuff. Let us get you addicted to this drug and then sell it to you at exorbitant prices because we want your stuff. Very much a down market thing, opium.
Well, I mean, it was their fault after all, banning tea from England. Ugh.
But yes, no,
Please.
opium is not upmarket.
Oh, it will be.
What kind of a plan is that?
It worked once before. Let's do it again.
Andrew has no problem
No.
with getting some of his herd addicted to opium because he needs to remove the most brain dead ones anyway, so Vivi isn't on his ass, and he's gonna get replacements. So there's room for new addictions.
Oh, God bless. Whew.
Okay.
Yeah, just last question. How much until there's like daytime would I be able to just, after getting my stuff, just mingle a bit and just meet people?
There's time enough to meet everyone, at least to the extent of knowing their names.
Good enough for the start.
Apparently, the talk of the evening is that Derek has been a guest of the werewolves for weeks. There's still a huge slash in his middle, which he reluctantly shows you.
Yep. And the
So-
prince got him back. Yay for negotiation.
Heavy sweating intensifies.
Derek is saying that the werewolves essentially told him that he wasn't worth the trouble, and apparently they have another hostage. That's more impressive.
I'd probably stay silent. That's like, yeah, like poor sod. It's at least you're safe now. What is wrong with this city? I've only been here for 30 minutes.
I love when it's obvious the moment you arrive.
God bless.
I don't know why you guys think it's wrong. The sewers are great.
The sewers are terrible. The sewers have a death. Actually, no, the sewers are great. They have a death trap specifically designed for killing werewolves in them. I love the sewers already. Just not going to touch.
At least it's not cold iron, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
fine.
When I
mean,
know
also
about
iron
it, I move to cold
Hurts.
iron.
It's kind of like, Casey, why have you got iron near you? I just like being hurt, I guess.
You can still use a cold iron dagger if you use a glove. And it's really good against Fae.
Yeah, that sounds like the best idea ever.
So, before this night ends, I think we have one more thing to determine. That is if Jyhad dies tonight.
Yes.
Jyhad, as morning is approaching, what do you do?
I really Okay. I haven't been really relieved of my position.
just the sun comes up through the window and you just slowly burn to
Yeah, you
ash
see
instead
the
while standing
eastern.
there.
You see the eastern sky
There-
slowly getting lighter.
Yeah, there's guest rooms and stuff around here too. So
He feels like
Sigurd
Sigurd. Oh, I
His
burned
Sigurd
to
starts
death.
worried because nobody's come to relieve him yet. Uh,
Oh god. It's just burns to death.
uh,
maybe it's gonna check where the sun is right now.
I
Okay,
do.
you ping points eastward, eastward, eastward. Roll for Roderick at 6.
No, I'm just checking if the sun's coming up yet.
It's
I also
getting
know.
closer to it.
I kind of like with the door. I go, is anybody else up here right now? Like I
I'll
shut
just
down like
send
the
a
whole
thought over at Sigurd. I know where he is. You can stay in one of the guest rooms if you don't mind. I'm setting up your domain right now. You don't need to keep that constant of a watch. Just make sure no one tries to come in and take them. That's all.
Oh, okay. Draco, what are we
Oh,
gonna
wait. How high is your difficulty for sending a thought to him? I'm not sure I can
What
send
would
it to him like that.
Oh, yeah, you can't. He has Iron Will.
That's what I thought.
Except that's
Ah.
only for
Wow.
mind control, so...
You've kind of ruled that the sending thoughts is kind of like that. So
It...
I still shout down the fucking hallway. Is anybody like
No!
here still?
It's just Dementation, Dominate, or Mind-Altering Spell or Thaumaturgy path, so Auspex wouldn't be
oh,
part
okay.
of
So
it.
yeah, I can send the thought over to you.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I just tell you, you can go ahead and sleep one of the guest rooms. I'm just setting up your domain. Just make sure they're closed.
Where the fuck's? Well, where's one of the guest rooms?
There
think it
should
was
be
at-
one right next to you. It shouldn't be
Oh.
locked or anything. So
Is it is it locked, Draco?
You can get into a guest room, don't worry about it.
Okay. And then I'm gonna fucking. What do I gotta roll to set up my one thing? By the way.
You need to roll Intelligence Occult at 4.
Okay.
if you're worried about it, I'm pretty sure these rooms are set up with vampires in mind.
They are.
I mean, there's also there's a gargoyle out there.
You
That
have your
too.
rituals in your inventory, I assume. Are you talking about
Yeah.
Wake with Evening's Freshness, or are you talking about the other one, the Protect Against Sunlight?
No, not the one protect against sunlight. It's the one for vampires. You spread the ashen around, and
Oh.
if anybody disturbs it, you wake up. Which I believe is wake with freshness.
I think you have one too many
Nope.
rituals, because
8,
we
9.
said 12 total levels.
Yeah, I have only one 3-point. I didn't move. Oops, I did not move the one down to where I want to learn stuff.
Yeah, you are 1 point over by my count, so yeah, that should be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, you're...
You said I had 12 ritual points to spend.
Yeah, you do. This is correct now.
Okay. But you know the ashen thing.
Okay.
Alright, so that's at 4. Then you said intelligence occult.
Intelligence Occult at 4, but given that you only need 1 success as long as you're not disturbed, I think you can auto-succeed at it. So,
There's a gargoyle out there. There's a gargoyle out there. I ain't taking the fucking chance.
So it costs 2 blood points for various activations of Skin of Chameleon, because he's got it active in at least 2 scenes. Bond with the Mountain takes 2 blood points. Or flowing through the mountain, rather. Alternative. Let's see, how would this work? So he needs to roll Strength plus Potence, difficulty 8, to pass through the concrete wall. Apparently he found a patch where there is concrete, as opposed to just glass. Where the fuck do I... Also, Allied, how much do you have in Perception Alertness?
5.
You're in danger.
Yay!
Yeet. Finally.
You just hear very soft. I'm in danger. What? Oh. Can I like get out of the way?
He's not coming into that room yet. Roll Perception Alertness.
Oh
Yes,
god,
go
he's
to-
going to steal the corpses and it's your fault because you were guarding them.
That would be a
What
shame
difficulty?
if he did that and busted through the wall. Difficulty 6. This is contested versus his attempts to stay quiet.
Oh, I can't spend a willpower on this then, sadly.
You can on contested versus a...
Oh, I can?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. I thought contest.
you can spend
no.
and re-roll.
Okay, thank you. Fucking. I am retarded.
That's okay. Yeah, there's something heavy stepping gingerly in the room with the corpses.
Sun's not up yet, is there?
Nope, not quite yet.
It's really
yeah,
close, but
I have a
No.
question. Can I conjure an item and then have it affected by my other ritual that I have? The
Burning Blade
Shaft of-
takes... Shaft?
no, not
take-
Burning Blade.
Shaft takes
Shaft
15 minutes. Burning Blade
Fuck
takes
it,
10. So,
Out of celerity, how quickly can I get down this fucking hallway?
quickly, you can just run for it.
I'm going to run to alert the. Yeah, no, I was going to go alert the Scotsman because they're here, right?
Vivian, do you sleep in this building?
yeah, usually do.
Okay.
Possibly it's just a desk door. Pull up the
At
door.
least usually,
Okay,
as in
begin.
for like
Slightly
ever
before
since I
shut.
got here.
Okay. You probably have a place a couple floors down that's a bit more private and out of the way, though. So you're probably in your bedroom by now.
I thought
Actually,
she
I'm
lived up here.
trying to work in here for the moment.
Okay.
I'm going to be trying to stay awake, in fact, to try and make sure that everything goes through pretty smoothly for getting his domain.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking like.
If you spend 2 select actions, you can get in there through all the doors and with no problem, though. That's gonna be fine.
Boss. I failed guard duty.
I can't stealth this, can I?
Not with celerity, no. Especially if that thing actually has aspects. I think not.
Yeah, no, because it's getting the sun's coming up. I'm starting to not be able. I won't be able to function properly. It might be able to. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Dougal opens it a crack. What do you want?
Google. Somebody's in with the corpses, or was.
Go.
You glance behind. You
Dougal.
see the gargoyle in the hallway looking straight at you.
Found the fucker.
Sorry, what?
Who is it? Wait.
That gargoyle you were riding on. It was in with the corpses. Now it's good. Now, where the fuck are you going, Mr. Gargoyle?
I think he's trying to start a fight with you.
You hear faintly as you rush towards him.
Don't kill each other! I'm
Where the
busy
fuck
trying
are
to
you
set
at?
everything up.
Okay, so as you head back this way, the gargoyle steps back out. Roll initiative.
Dougal, go make sure they don't kill each other.
Why are you doing it at this hour? Oh, he's rolling. Oh,
Crest!
Don't worry, Allied's gonna love this all the same.
The modifier is the celerity you have, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What's his max? He would have had to spend at least 3 to get this far. We're gonna 4. Be generous with this fucker. So, the gargoyle is gonna step up to you, activate Potence, and Bonecraft.
Oh, what the fuck?
Surprise, motherfucker!
I think I'm gonna get a new cheeky fucking breaking here.
He went and hunted down a
what a-
Zimitzi specifically so he could fuck with you proper.
Now we just need to know how much potency he has.
It's in plan.
If it's 5, he could just instant have your.
Can I like try to dodge?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
I want to try to dodge this
Okay.
and fuck it. I can't touch him. That's the issue. I don't have anything to fight. Fuck.
He has Armor of Terra, he has all the Visceratica fun stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Do you literally have no way to fight?
It sucks when you
I
don't
don't
have a weapon. You could try and grapple and bite him, that might work. If you apply enough potence
Yeah,
and
no,
celerity.
grapple the guy that's trying to punch me. Yeah, no, that will work real fucking well.
No, but I mean, no combat abilities.
If it broke free the first time, I'm not fucking taking a risk. Oh, that's right. I also have specialty lightning reflexes. Thank God.
Okay, do you wish to try and dodge this?
Yeah, no, I want to try to dodge it
Okay.
and like fucking go around the corner so he can't just fucking like touch me.
Okay, you can essentially reserve an action for dodging this and try to run. But the problem is he's in your sleeping quarters and he might be strong enough to try and challenge Dougal and VV2.
I mean, if it.
I
gets
mean,
down-
we could do this. We could do this fight awake to like this. Like Dougal will outlast both of us in terms of being awake.
Okay,
I mean,
there's
yeah.
about 15 minutes till sunrise left. That means that it's, like 150 rounds?
Just run and hide behind Vivian and hope.
I'm not run. I can't run from him because he's got the hostages.
Oh, the gargoyle planned this perfectly. I love that I put plenty in his intelligence to justify him being smart about fucking with you. So, declare, Allied, what do you wish to do?
I said I'm gonna fucking like I'm gonna try to dodge Bagley if he comes fucking at me and shit.
Okay. Well, he's definitely gonna come at you.
Oh well.
Rip.
Ah, crap, it went into Springfield. Give me a second. I was just trying to reload things because things were weak.
Can I? Does presence work on gargoyles?
Of course it does.
Does it stop him from wanting to eat you?
Not really, no.
You can awe him. He'll be really impressed with you when he's gnawing on your bones.
You could use level 2 to scare him away.
You have dread gaze, right?
That just means he return. I have fucking presence too.
Red gazes too.
Oh, I'm gonna dodge for. I don't know what the fuck his plan is at the moment, so I don't know.
You do. His plan is to bonecraft you with potence.
Well, I'm gonna fucking dodge first, and then I'm gonna spook him.
You can't. You have
You can
to...
spook him first and still do
Yeah.
your dodge.
Oh, can I?
Yes.
What is the role to spook?
I
Charisma
think it's
intimidation.
manipulation, intimidation.
It's charisma intimidation. It's versus their wits and courage. So roll at 8.
Does forceful apply at all here?
No.
No, it's a
No,
discipline.
okay.
No
Charisma,
special
intimidation. Fucking 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dice and 8. Ooh,
Wait,
lad.
before we ask
You
him, like,
can do a willpower point, just to remind you.
Yes. Mental
Before
efforts.
we-
Yes, Demi?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that we should tell him that there's two types of the dread gaze.
Yes, there are.
Is there? Wait,
Yes,
what are
there-
the two of them?
One just scares them off. If you get 3 successes, they start running away from you. If they fail to resist it, right? The extended
Okay.
is where you terrify them into being essentially a puddle on the floor, but you have to reduce every single one of their dice pools to nothing by just constantly building up your successes and giving them penalties.
How many He's escaped he's escaped the Tremere before, so that means he's gonna have quite a bit of willpower.
You have no idea.
So, I mean, I kind of want to do the extended, but can I do that every turn then, or no?
You can do that every turn and it'll keep building up till you let it go.
Okay, I'll try that then. And keep dodging, because fuck him trying to touch
Okay,
me.
then you
so.
need to spend a point of celerity for that dodge action, and you can roll your first dread gaze.
Alright.
Yep.
I remember I said I
Nice.
spent willpower on that, so
He spends a point of willpower rolls to ignore your presence bullshit.
that's fine. Wait, can he just...
He failed.
He failed the first roll. So he has -3 on this. Roll your
Don't do it.
dodge.
Does lightning reflexes trigger for this?
It
Yeah,
does,
I do.
but it just doubles your tens.
So I have 9 dice for this. At what difficulty?
6, it's contested.
So
Yes.
You're trying to...
It's just a contested roll. You're good.
Okay, you move out of the way.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna
Catch
do
him at
this.
that gate.
He's gonna try and do the same thing to you again. Then he's gonna, try to resist your bullshit.
I'm gonna do the same shit back to him. We could just keep this going.
He has a better shot of surviving the sunlight than you do, though.
Yeah, no,
So-
but there's no windows here. We're in a fucking hallway.
There's windows
Is Dougal
here.
going to go and join in over there?
I think Dougal at this point is gonna be on the initiative track and he's gonna start making his way down there.
Yep. I told him to make
Ooh.
sure to go over and make sure they don't kill each other.
Bro, Dougal ain't putting up with nobody's shit in Vivian's house.
Okay.
fucking Google.
So you're doing the same thing. Dougal is gonna head over there, but you can see from his body language, Epic, that he's not gonna do anything until one of them is ready to actually kill the other.
I mean, that's what I meant, so...
So Dougal's just casually takes a few steps down the
This time.
hallway, weapon drawn. He's ready. Roll your dread gaze.
Okay, that is yet again. What did I roll the first time? 7 and 8. So then this will be 7 and 8 again.
Okay.
No successes this time.
And it doesn't matter because he succeeded on forcing his way through your presence, so now he only needs to keep spending willpower.
Okay. Oh, do I have to spend a celerity point every turn to dodge?
Yes, if you're taking other
Yes.
actions,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay, well, there's another one that fuck me. Alright, yeah, no, there goes another blood point.
You got plenty.
Is this I have to beat this dodge then?
You
Yes.
need to
what
reduce
that-
this to 0 with your dodge. So you need 3 successes. Otherwise, it's connecting.
Oh, that's gonna hurt like a bitch. What did I roll here? Fucking 9 at 6. Oh, fuck.
Don't worry. You should be alright.
Yeah.
Oops, 70.
Averages say you should be alright.
actually-
I think the dice
I-
gods want him to get fucked.
Nope.
Nope, they don't. He's good.
He's ninja out of it. That's 10 successes.
Ambrose
You
is
got
gonna...
five above. So can we say he did the Matrix poop over that one?
Sure. Ambrose,
Yeah, no, stop trying to touch me. That gay.
Ambrose has an issue with this, but he's gonna try one more time to cuddle you in a bad way.
Stop trying to catch me with that gay shit. I'm gonna try to dead gaze his asses again.
Okay.
Hilarious. I'm gonna try to gay his ass again.
He spends another willpower point.
Oh, motherfucker.
And ignores
4,
it. Dougal
4.
casually steps forward.
Hold on, do I not roll to see if it affects him though? Like builds up still?
It doesn't build up because he's spending his willpower to actively resist your presence, but you can roll to see if you botch it.
No, if he's just gonna actively refuse it, fuck it then.
No, roll, because he might not need to spend willpower to ignore it if you fuck it up
2,
bad enough.
4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and 6.
It wasn't 6, it was 8.
Yeah, definitely 8.
Alright, 7 at 8.
Okay,
There you go.
so go ahead and roll your dodge.
Roll to hit first.
Come on, Chris.
Fuck's sake.
Chris!
Why?
Why is you bad, Chris?
Bruh, I'm messing with that gay shit.
He jumps over it somehow in the
Can
limited
I just
space.
jump over Dougal at this point? Like, huh.
Dougal is gonna resist that with a stabbing if you try.
Oh, I was joking. I'm not actually gonna try to jump over. Like, are we done yet?
He stops for a second. I'm not sure.
Can we do this another day at the very least?
Or I could toss you through the window.
I would rather you not.
He's gonna try and grapple you.
Oh. Well,
You can still try and dodge.
yeah, I'm gonna try to dodge. The fuck? What is this gay shit? Nigga trying to kidnap me and stuff.
He's gonna take you to his race basement. He has one prepared.
Bam,
Are
I
you still
gotta-
dread gazing as well?
Yeah, are you gonna try to hit me? Okay. I was just gonna try to dodge. Since I can't really dread gaze him again. I don't think.
He does seem to be
Okay.
resisting that rather carefully.
Yeah. I'm gonna just try to dodge down with my entire dice. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Should be 10, right?
I'm confused. I'm still confused as to why my specialty doesn't apply here.
It
does.
didn't to dread gaze.
Yeah, it does apply to dodging.
Oh, it does apply. So it would be a lower difficulty then.
No,
No,
it
no.
just doubles tens. That's a revised or kale
Oh,
thing.
that's funky. All right, so fucking 10 days at 6. I believe on 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 9. Whoops. 9 at 6. Nigga, catch me with that gay shit.
Well, shouldn't it be 10? You're not using the celerity anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
no, because I only have 3 celerity.
you have.
So when you use a celerity point, it decreases the celerity bonus die.
Yeah,
So it would have been
Yeah,
8.
but
from
I
the
didn't
previous one.
use any of them this turn.
he
so I
was
should have
using. He was using
Yeah.
8 before, and he should have
Yeah,
9.
so that's
What?
why I had.
Oh.
So it is
8, 10,
correct.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it is. I thought it said 9 for some reason. My bad. Yep, that's right. You're good.
So I got what 10 successes on that?
Yeah, Ambrose
Yep.
gonna try one more time to grab you.
Bruh, go away! Dude,
Come on.
you're trying to touch me!
Statistically speaking, you should fail one time. That's what Epic learned as well. If you consistently repeat something, you will succeed.
Remember that time when he face planted into the pavement as
Go
Valdemar?
away! Bruh, he's trying to catch you with that
Where?
gay shit. Go away!
Okay, he starts
Why
walking
do you-
away and goes into the room with the bodies.
No, don't go in the room with the
You
bodies!
hear a clang as one of the cages gets shifted.
Google, he's fucking with the bodies.
Look how he says that to Dougal. Dougal, he's messing with the body.
You see
I
Dougal
know that. I
looking
know what
at
he's
someone
trying to do.
else. Dougal just shrugs, glances at you, shrugs again, then grins and steps aside.
Bruh, he's bait. I know he's bait. I'm not going in there. Fuck this. I'm telling mom.
The gargoyle comes out, and you hear much heavier footsteps. The gargoyle's gonna attempt to throw one of the cages at you.
Dougal gave absolutely no fucks.
Person, come look at this.
Clang, 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 clang.
Fucking let me try to yeet out of the fucking way of this thing.
Raise the difficulty by 1. It's too narrow to easily dodge the.
Oh fuck, that one actually hit me. Oof.
Don't worry. It's bashing, right?
You just hear me shout, who the fuck throws a cage at people?
This is bashing. Roll to soak.
Oh fuck.
That's
You
pretty
hear
easy.
the start of that scream, Vivian, and then an oof.
This should be easy, don't worry.
Bruh, 3 bashing, motherfucker.
That gets half to 1. The gargoyle
Oh, okay.
nods as Vivian, I assume, steps into the corridor, and you just all hear him say, I'll see you tomorrow, fucker. I'm gonna be your constant companion for a long fucking time!
That's gay! You threw a cage at me!
I would like to point out, by the way, Allied, that you are in the period of time where gay is generally still considered to mean happy most of the time.
There would be a proper word for this then. I don't have a thing for it. Fuck. I fucking pick up the cage. Fucking Vivian, this motherfucker's gonna like harass me all the time.
How strong are you?
I fucking.
You have a 7 in strength. You're able to pick the cage up with some difficulty, but you're pretty sure you couldn't have thrown it as easily as that fucker did. He's stronger than you.
Bruh, this ain't even fair. Like, Vivian, I need to call, like, pest control or something. Like,
We'll try and talk to him out of it.
Yeah, he just went through
But
the
he's a
wall, by
free
the way.
gargoyle.
what do you mean he just went through the wall?
Like water.
Did he break my wall?
No, he just stepped through it like it was a waterfall.
Good.
I can't actually move this token, so I fucking put it back in there. Fucking just some bullshit. Is the other gargoyle still in here? Is everybody still in here?
Yep, everyone's still in here. He didn't take a body.
Fucking Vivian, look at this shit. He's fucking throwing bodies at me.
Gee, he really hates you.
This guy does not respect you or your property.
He hasn't actually done much real damage. In fact, he didn't really even... There's a few scuff marks on the walls, but he was remarkably careful not to just dive bomb through the windows.
He does not respect your property. These people are your prisoners, and he's throwing them like weapons.
I do need to make sure he takes your fight somewhere else. Not right to have it here.
Hit me like this.
I mean, you could just chuck him outside. That takes the fight somewhere else.
No, he's my guest and friend. That doesn't
Vivian,
mean I'm going to deal with your enemies.
Why are you gonna do me dirty like that?
Here's the thing, Allied. He actually won that contest by 1 damage point because you didn't hurt him at all.
I didn't
Actually,
try
oh my
to
God.
touch him.
You
No, I'm
lost.
not that fat.
You lost, good sir.
Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna get a sword and we're gonna do this properly. Me and him.
I do
I don't know
think-
about
Don't
you.
kill him. He's not allowed to kill you.
What? He wanted to throw me into the sun!
It happens.
If he did that, that would be very, very bad for him.
What? How would that have been bad for him? I would have been dead.
Both of you start to feel your skin tingling. This room is still exposed to the sun, and the sky is getting very light.
Quick, close the door before the cages get hit by sunlight.
No, what the fuck you? I'm playing.
just don't close it. Just kind of
Also, why? Also, I got a question. Why are we using that room as the prison room if the sun comes up that way? Just as a heads
I
up.
don't know either, though. The former prince set up the place.
Was he just evil? Like, did he just get his Did he just enjoy hurting other vampires?
I mean, I suspect so, but
That's terrible.
What
Okay,
about the room
both
over
of
there?
you
That would
start
be
to
much
roll
better.
to stay awake because you're getting sleepier and sleepier.
What do I roll
Yep.
for this?
Humanity or path rating at 8.
yep. We go 8.
Okay? Keep
Oof.
rolling, you need total of 5 to manage a scene.
Oh, nope, not a scene. Ah, well.
Oh,
I got enough that I could probably get to this guest room
How
right
many?
over
How
here.
many do I need?
You're both able to make it to a guest room. It's something that slowly sets in over like 5 or 10 minutes. It's just that you're steadily feeling sleepier and you... Well,
No, I don't know if that gargoyle's gone yet.
keep rolling then. You need total of 5. You have 4 so far.
I don't know if that
Actually,
motherfucker's
I was
still
really
here.
closer to this guest room more than anything, so.
Okay,
No
you're able
problem.
to stay awake for a scene. As you lay in bed waiting for stone fists to grab you, you don't get ambushed or killed.
Oh, I'm not sleeping in a room with the curtains. Like, nah, this. No, like these curtains are like fucking like taped to the wall and shit. Like, eat the prince. Ooh,
I mean, you guys do
ooh.
many bad decisions. Otherwise, you wouldn't currently be.
No, I'm not. I can't do that. Vivian did say it shouldn't kill me.
It wouldn't kill you, but you might wish you were dead.
I mean, you're right. It might make me ugly like it.
I mean, it could just bury you in concrete. Good
Hey.
news, you might have a gargoyle. You might have a gangrel.
I got,
Oh,
I got my stuff
that's
set
the
up, so-
sad part. If he was buried in concrete, the gargoyle could still get at him.
Yep,
Aw.
that's why I said it.
You have a scene. You would have enough time to try and go consume Vivian.
Oh, Stoogle with her.
You don't know.
Hmm. Nah, I gotta play the long game here.
She's right
Right,
there,
the
presumably
prince
asleep.
I mean,
Don't eat-
everybody's technically right there.
Don't eat the prince.
I could
Ambulance
eat
is
everybody
then
at this
skip
moment.
town.
I could try to dead graze Dougal and then eat everybody.
Yes, and then you can deal with the gargoyle however you want because you've just eaten lots of people and now
Oh.
you're powerful.
Oh God, no! I don't. Not. No, it's not too far gone yet. It's not too far gone yet. I can't.
You imagine what you could do with all the power. You could know when the
No, I
gargoyle is
know-
coming
I know
for you
that-
if you had all that auspex. You would have 2 rolls to detect it.
I mean, if you got enough,
I know,
specs,
but
you could just find it.
Unlimited power. There's at
Oh.
least 10 discipline dots in those rooms, if not a lot more.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I gotta play the long game here. You earn more with honey than with vinegar.
5 dots
you
from
actually get-
Vivian, auspex instantly to 5. Then whatever you can pick up from these, and each of these is gonna be worth 1 or 2 as well.
Is Dougal in the hallway?
You peek out, Dougal isn't in the hallway.
That's a fucking. Can
Nah,
everybody stop trying to eat people?
No, I gave that life up, son. I gave that life up.
That's the door, by the way.
Oh,
that's
that's
the
the
door.
door.
Dougal doesn't
Nah,
appear to be here. You haven't heard movement in a good 10-15 minutes now.
Just shout for Dougal.
Actually, hold up. No, I wanna check Vivian's office. Is there like a window to look in?
Nope. Do you want to
Wait,
open
does
the
entire
door?
room is...
Nah, I'm not. I can strike another night.
You did probably see her stumble into this room.
What, all the way in the south?
Yeah,
Yep.
because she was trying to stay awake and she got sleepy.
Yeah, but if Dougal comes out because he's a human, he'll see me coming out of that room.
If he
he's a
does,
human.
you don't know where he is.
He's a human. Aren't you actually good at combat? Aren't you meant to be good at combat?
Humans are
Nah,
squishy if you can get your fangs in them.
I'm gonna go to sleep. Yeah, if I fucking nah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I have faith.
Okay.
I'm gonna just ride it out. Make sure the gargoyle doesn't a new cheeky fucking freaky me.
He
I mean-
doesn't seem to do that.
Yeah.
Bond with the mountain
Not
costs 2 blood points and takes 4 turns to complete. So yes, he did it just in time. Of course,
Wait,
next...
does that mean he's just now stuck in the wall or something?
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
kind of.
He went to another building. He's not gonna stay in there where someone could punch him out into the sunlight.
That sounds like a bad health plan.
He has like 9 in intelligence politics. He knows how this shit works.
Are we just gonna annoy the shit out of each other like from here on out? Is that what's going on?
I mean, he's gonna make your life, you know, hell. Probably.
I mean, that's the point of your enemy flaw.
Just be
In
annoying.
fact, this couldn't have worked better for such an enemy
I mean,
because we know each other. So I don't want you to kill each other at all, which means your life is more likely to just be shit.
I mean, the person who's not allowing you to kill them is and didn't actually help you, even though you were in her house.
That is true. Vivian wasn't rushing to help you. Dougal was apparently enjoying what this fucker was doing to you.
Bruh, you're right. Maybe they don't love me.
It's been half an hour since dawn. You keep thinking about what happened. And they arrived so late. The thing just kept coming at you and you had to keep dodging. And what would have happened if it had caught you? There was a nasty gleam in its eye. It had something very powerful ready for you.
And she wants to protect the other gargoyle too.
Oh! They've gotten to
I need to see
her.
the premiere right away.
I mean, no, look.
I knew you were
allowing
being
a crime to go unpunished.
Well, I mean, I'm not going into the fucking sunlight to go fist a gargoyle.
No, not the gargoyle.
We can say that
Who
there
can
is a door here, essentially, that is closable, because that would just otherwise leave this entire hallway exposed, and that would be stupid for a vampire.
Yeah, that.
So you could get to Vivi
Wait,
without
well,
exposing yourself to
There's
sun.
not two.
Well, there would be a doorway here.
I can't. Nah, I really want to. I really want to. But Vivian and Dougal committed no crime. It was their house.
What's a little backlash for the power of a ancient Malkavian? You could have obfuscate. You could prevent this thing from even seeing you.
I don't think I've ever seen Vivian go invisible once, actually.
You know that it's a
I haven't.
Malkavian clan power, though. So it's bound to be in the blood, right? Even if she's not very good at it. There's gonna be some of it there. At least a little.
Oof. Beast, you gotta chill out, fam. That ain't how that works. We ain't gonna.
That is how it works in my world. If they have at least 3 dots of it, you could go up to 2 off of her with as old as she is and still get something else on top.
Well, if anything, I would just eat Vivian for that straight fucking aspect. But
Yeah.
yet again, then I have to book it, which I don't want to do. I like
Not
this
if
character so
not if you take
Why?
over the
Why-
city.
bruh.
You now rule.
Bruh. Nobody would back me though right now.
Kurt might back you.
Nah, I'd give Kurt the prince so much. I'd ask to be the sheriff.
You could do
No.
that.
There's not enough Bruja.
You could.
There's
I
a
mean,
couple in barrels, and people seem to respect and fear Kurt, even those that don't like him. People aren't that eager to fuck with him.
No, I can't.
And he
I
had the
can't.
proper attitude towards the Anarchs, apparently.
I not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Is that going to be a better point for murder?
That's just gonna be end of it. Not yet.
This is her most vulnerable. It doesn't get better than this.
The issue is that I can't fucking run. If Dougal survives and does enough damage, I'm dead.
That is true. You're gonna have to kill Dougal if he's in there.
And even then, I'm pretty like the moment I try to do something, I'm pretty sure that the fucking bullshit triggers.
You have a destiny point as well.
Nah.
She did
Lambert,
watch.
you trying to talk shit. That motherfucker speared me, and it just went through me like I was fucking tissue paper.
I mean,
He is no joke.
I'm not.
Is that your final word, Allied?
What?
On not doing this?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay, well, I was hoping you would go for it because Dougal was obfuscated in the room just in case.
I didn't know he was obfuscate.
As long as
Yeah,
he
you can
stands
have-
still, he can. And she is Gen 7, so he could eventually develop level 2 disciplines.
Yeah, level 1 discipline.
Dougal was sitting there like, come on, faggot, I know you what you want. And he's gonna be upset when I don't show up.
I mean, you're a fucking
Yeah.
Irishman. You can never trust an Irishman if you let them in your house.
Understandable.
So it appears that you were correct in your assessment. You were going to get speared to fucking death.
I just figured Dougal was sitting in the room on like a chair with like a newspaper, or like a fucking book reading you shit. Like while you slept.
No. No.
I didn't know. I also only thought ghouls could learn potence and fortitude and stuff. I didn't know they could learn like auspex and shit. That's horrifying.
They
They
can.
totally
They
can.
can with some training.
Yeah.
At least the in-clan ones, they're almost as easy as the physical ones. Because they're in the blood.
Yeah, it's blood based. So
Learning out of clan disciplines is really fucking hard for him, though.
I mean, just get enough blood of the right type of vampire. That's going to
But
definitely.
nah, I'm not fucking hell.
That would have been horrible. Dougal's stealth rating is also really good. He might have one-shot you.
Go in there, fucking Dougal doesn't make a move, and I just kind of like sit down, like I'm scared, maybe. Dougal's like, do I kill it?
You just go in the room, just pat Vivian on the head, then leave. And Dougal's like, what?
No, Dougal would stab me if I even fucking went near Vivian.
I mean, at least you're not gonna pull a jackal over and say, I wish to enter her.
Wow.
He got stabbed too,
He's too
into almost 2.
small for that. You need to get
Oh.
better in a fleshcraft or like an adult body.
Or the gargoyle.
Nah, fuck the gargoyles.
Fun fact, if you did eat her, technically she would go into you.
I mean,
I want her inside of me, Dougal. What? I ate her.
What?
I am her now, Dougal.
Dougal might just at that point spear you to the wall, turn himself into a vampire using your blood and eat you. Then
now you're inside of me, boss. Vivian, now you're inside of me, your most loyal subject.
I mean, okay, we've got we've got a Scottish ghoul, an Irish whatever the brouhaha, 2 English, one's a Casiad and the other were you Toreador?
Yeah, I'm a Toreador.
Wow, this is just
Don't worry, I only beat it after I eat it.
no. I think the best thing is just kind of being those characters walking into a scene together, just as always an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman joke immediately.
Yeah, it actually is. An Irishman, a Scottishman, an Englishman enter Elysium.
No, we just need
Yeah,
a Welshman
the
now.
Welsh.
But
need
yeah,
a
no, I'm a good boy.
You need,
And then we have an African.
you need 3 for the joke. You don't need 4.
Yeah. So,
Murder.
gentlemen, Allied, which
Nope.
NPCs deserve extra points of XP?
Before we go there, just real
Google.
quick because it is somewhat still important.
Google
Maybe we should decide where his domain is real quick.
my domain.
Both of your domain.
That is kind of up to you. But you can just
know where
take.
the right buildings would be.
I
I also
kinda.
need a map.
You can explore it and decide it in between the various weeks. And
Right.
let's just that is not for the end of session bullshit. That's
Alright.
for discussing
Just
among
making sure we
yourselves.
try and get that covered. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Allied, which NPCs deserve extra pointies?
Real talk, I want to give one to the fucking gargoyle. That's my enemy. Because that was some real funny shit with what was going on there. I'm not gonna kill you! Throws a fucking... Stop squirming!
He doesn't want this to end too quickly.
And I... I was gonna say, I want to give it to fucking McGarvey, and I realized, no, that's just Lambert's character. Who was the guy that clawed Demi first?
Daniel.
Daniel, who I guess is now just the leader of the Gangrel clan. I want to give him the other one.
Okay.
He's gonna need it.
Epic.
Let's see. I agree with the gargoyle. Go with that. Besides that, I actually want to go and give one off to Jesus. I need to remember names so much better. Well, the other Kia seed,
Pamela.
Pamela?
Pamela.
The
Yeah.
one everybody thought I was saying Camela.
Camelot? Wait.
No, Camelot. Because everybody thought when I was looking for Pamela in Elysium, I was looking if there were Camarilla vampires, and it's like, no, I'm looking for a specific person. I'm not.
Yep, Pamela. I'll say Pamela as well. It was interesting to get a pseudo outsider's perspective on everything.
Did seem rather different.
What the fuck has happened here? What the fuck has happened here?
You don't want to know. Shit went real. Shit blew up. Shit went crazy.
So
And it all
seems
started
like it is a
when the
monster.
Malkavian became a prince.
It didn't even start with that. It was before that when the Ventru were like, nah, you ain't gonna be a prince, bitch. Okay then. Blows up Ventru Primogen.
I didn't do it, damn it.
Well, apparently the city thinks you ordered it.
Yeah,
I know, right?
apparently you
It's
seem to be a
understandable.
complete monster. You've also got Sabat. Yeah, you've got a Sabat member you're keeping secret and hidden.
I'm not keeping them hidden.
The
fuck you talking about?
Fleshcrafter isn't hidden. She's common knowledge.
Oh,
She's
I
rehabilitated.
changed her to the path of humanity.
That's
No,
apparently
changing
her achievement now, Demi, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, there's legit no other one. There's no one else to take credit. I did the full thing apparently now. I get full credit.
Epic, it sounds like you're just killing everybody that fucking like killing everybody that could take credit for any of your shit.
Okay.
And yet I haven't arranged anyone's deaths except for one person, and that's kind of a thing.
So,
Not
Demi,
really.
who deserves
Mhm.
extra XP?
Since we said 2 was sort of the max, I do want to give one to Daniel.
Okay.
Because
Damn it.
he deserves it. He's a good boy. And the other one to Frank. I think Frank, with his youngliness, learned a good lesson on what the fuck is going on. I felt like Daniel takes out Claus, okay. Kenzia takes out Claus, okay. Kristen takes out Claus, okay. Frank takes out Claus. Why have you betrayed me? It's 2, Frank.
Okay, Lambert, which NPCs deserve an extra point of XP?
Dougal. Definitely Dougal. But the second one, I've got a problem because I can't give any more to the gargoyle because the gargoyle's got 2.
Yep,
If you want, you can give 2 to one NPC as well.
that is true.
Just means no one else can give
Can't
another
get-
one to him. So
Can't give one to Daniel because he's got 2. The rest of the stupid stuff was generally players, and I can't give XP to players for being stupid. Presumably. Because otherwise it would be Jack says, yeah, I'm an anarch. What? Yeah. Just
it wasn't even really being an anarch. It was just literally going into a spiel about how the elders are oppressing everyone.
as an elder. As an elder.
But the fuck are you saying? Wait, we're all
yeah,
elders
yeah.
right here. What are you doing?
Yeah, 2 to Dougal then.
Okay.
Dougal must survive. Dougal must grow stronger.
I mean, Allied's already said that if he wins and everything falls, he's still embracing Dougal.
Yeah, no, Dougal straight up earned his embrace.
I mean, I've said I'll embrace Dougal if he dies.
Are we gonna fight over who embraces Dougal?
Oh no, rival
No,
sires
because-
flow!
Dougal for Prince.
Bro, Epic, you know what we gotta do? When he
What?
dies, we both put blood into him and we see what he comes out as.
No,
Man.
I wouldn't do that. If you were offering to embrace him, she would fully just let you embrace him.
I
You
am.
must combine. You must become
He can
something
totally
more-
be embraced. Like, Dougal.
Actually, wait.
Dougal's
Wait.
Sorry.
Let Gregory get you some werewolf blood as well and stuff. And
Oh
just go all
Christ,
the
no!
same
Let's not
time.
What
go.
are we making? What are you trying to do?
I think to
What are you
make it
trying to do,
work
Gregory?
properly, you
Give me
need
the
a gate to
werewolf.
the abyss.
The Uber Dougal.
We're gonna make Uber
Dougal will
do
be a god amongst men.
Okay, so, Bacon, which NPCs deserve extra XP?
Wait, I'm not muted. Can I give XP to Wolfgang?
No, not really.
Okay, so I'm going to do this stupid thing, and fucking Harvey, I love him. Give shoot to him.
Oh God. Wait, yeah, because it's Harvey and Byron, so it's the Harvey half.
Yep,
He's learning
they do
how to
have
be a-
different character sheets, by the way.
He's a good kid. He's learning how to sell stuff now, expanding his dog business. I think I will buy one for me.
You know, he could modify a gator as well.
Yep,
I
exactly like that.
I can't stop. Somebody needs to find. Somebody needs to arrest the demon before she leaves to Vegas, because otherwise we don't have a demon to get demon blood from.
Too
That-
bad.
That sounds like a you problem, honestly.
Yeah.
You can try and find out her name and try and call her back. You might even
Oh yeah,
succeed
summoning a demon. That's great. See, I mean,
if you actually do a summoning ritual. Gods help you.
like, why have you done this? Pass. As you know, or.
Wait, what city is this? Is this fucking New Orleans? I'm coming back there right fucking now! How dare you!
But I'm upset. I didn't learn Sacrifice the Nightmare, but that would be great. Just have that set up in a room, then do the summoning there, and just leave and hope.
Demons are generally unaffected by mind-affecting bullshit.
It's not mind affecting. It's the tentacles of death.
Well, it wouldn't pull their body in there, it would be just their celestial form.
Ah, damn it.
If it worked at all on one that was actually on Earth as opposed to in Hell.
Getting the blood from the demon is going to be, though. Actually, the easiest thing to do is find out that she loves the gangrel. Dig the gangrel up.
You still
Inform
need
her
to
about the
contact
gangrel.
her. Yes, you still need to find a way to contact her.
I mean, yeah, that.
The prince knows the secret word.
Valda does. The sheriff does.
Oh, yeah, well, Valda was screaming it.
Damn it, Demi. Why do you like this? Okay, so which of the player characters did best? I'm leaning towards Allied for desperately fending off a lot of potence and vicissitude.
Yeah,
I think that was Comedy Central, though. I do quite like the elders suck, says the elder. Elders are oppressing everyone, says the elder.
Okay.
But
personally, while Allied deserves a point, there is also a special honorable mention that I have to give to Lambert because goddamn it, Lambert, I love you.
You just like Lambert's voice, that's all.
Yeah, but it fits so fucking well with what he's doing.
That's not how
it didn't fit well with what I was doing. I wouldn't be doing this. It's only because it fits so well. But yeah, I think Allied above
Okay.
Jackalaw's insanity.
So let's go around once again. Sighart, tell us something we don't know about Sighart or a lesson he has learned.
He's learned that his rival is back in the city.
You didn't even know he was your rival until he showed up.
No, all gargoyles are my rival.
Okay.
Isn't there a rival of yours unconscious in the room then? Because there's a gargoyle in there.
The only reason why that gargoyle is still alive is because he respects Vivian.
Okay. Epic, something we don't know about Vivian or lesson she has learned.
Lesson she has learned. Let's see. I would say apparently people are very, very hard to corral into forgiving each other. Example, Gargoyle and Sir give gargoyles back to Tremere.
Bro, you can't forgive people. That's giving them rights. You can't do
Yes,
that.
give them rights. You gotta give them rights.
No, that's like saying give women rights.
God bless.
Yeah, what are you going to do next?
Indra and female are different. They're on equal footing because Kane's a monster. But human females, no.
That's damn it, I like.
Bro, he's a product of his age. It's that simple.
I mean, it depends exactly where you're talking, exactly how you're talking, because there's a lot of examples. But
Look, history. Look, revisionist history. Okay.
Okay. So, whatever the new guy's name is, Benjamin. Lesson Benjamin has learned, or something we don't know about him.
I feel like just consistently abusing the lesson of this city is fucked up.
I mean,
guess
that
I'll
was
go
going to be
with-
mine as well, so don't
But-
steal it.
It's gonna be-
I think at this point I'm gonna want you to go into a little more detail on how you see the city as fucked, because that's come up like 10 or 15 times at this point, so I'm gonna need a bit more than that.
Well, that's how bad this city is when you can keep coming back to this one point.
The only thing that I could fully explain that's not just that essentially is the entirety of like why I'm even here, which you may have already guessed. Well, it could be basically I'm on a mission to culturalize the new world like the old world is. I've already visited some old new world cities like New York, Boston, etc., and finally making my way down to New Orleans. And as you can see by my first reaction, this is going to be a long mission.
What the fuck are you doing? What the
If-
fuck, mate?
Well, I'm trying to teach them the beauty that is piano, ball dancing, and not sniffing coke out of a hooker's ass.
Oh,
The
so you're
beauty of not sniffing a coke out of the hooker's ass.
You
Just
you
leave
you are in
better
for
that
a
way.
you are in for a tough ride, Demi. Let's put
Oh
it.
yeah, I know that's the point.
Okay. So, Lambert, tell us something we don't know about Gregory or a lesson he has learned.
He's fucked. No. Lesson has he learned apart from everything is fucked? How to put that how to put everything is fucked into a specific what specifically fucked? The Elysium is a burnt pile of ash in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, no, fucking tell me about it. It's so disgusting.
They just, when he arrived, they were bringing in nearly an incapacitated Primogen to be chucked into concrete and dealt with by his own clan. Apparently, the previous prince and the head of his clan were both killed by the now prince, who has now apparently gone off her rockers compared to that. Which is kind of, that's a new standard of kind of like insane enough to bomb other Primogens and then more. It's the level of
Just to
yeah,
point out,
and,
I actually didn't even have an official point of office. I was technically a harpy.
Well, harpies
Yeah.
are more of a less appointed position,
they've
more
got
recognized.
somebody running around who has topered. Do you know that the sheriff has topered one of the Primogens twice for actually fucking up, albeit a Malkavian one, but still.
There is certain charm to that, isn't there?
But there's a Malkavian insane flesh crafter.
If you think that's all we got, you got a surprise.
No, that's just an additional point on the ride of everything is fucked. Everything is beyond fucked. You got the kind of going to the person you're contacting the town, going, "Hey, I came in and saw this," and she's like, "You saw what? What's happened?" It's like, "Oh God, my one contact knows nothing about what's happening." It's kind of like, fucking hell. Like, it's the new printer. I don't know. She seemed nice, but then went crazy and killed a lot of people. Oh, good. Thanks. What about the way to get on the sheriff's good side? The sheriff is really strict about law, but what about to get on his good side? I don't think he has a good side. Oh.
I don't think anyone's tried this before, honestly.
And
Getting
then,
on
there's
Kurt's
just
good side.
There's possibly thousands of, at least 700-year-old clanless vampire randomly hanging about in a bit of a city nobody has mentioned about.
He's totally over there. 100%.
I think the elders
Why?
discussed Starbrand for a session or two when we started this campaign, and they collectively decided that they're not gonna poke it unless it comes out first with a 10-foot snake.
It's kind of like, oh, it's just a little part of the city. We don't know who this dude is. We know he's really ancient. He just got this. It's like, what? Oh God. Yeah, the city is. I'm surprised it isn't on fire.
Yep. Look, this is my first week. I'm still on the training wheels.
Oh God. And the cooperation with werewolves. We're nice and peaceful with them. They've just kidnapped some of our people and tried to kill the Nosferatu. It's fine. It's a truce. Don't go fucking with supernaturals. We're nicely at peace. The definition of nicely at peace being kidnapping and attacking.
Not quite how it worked out.
I mean, and then hunters randomly having killed some amount of people, some amount of vampires. It's unsure at this point how many. The gangrels weren't really wanting to say. Have I mentioned Elysium, the place which was Elysium, which kind of looked shit to start with, was set on fire at some point recently,
uh,
and
It's
it's
a
still
good-
being used as Elysium rather than going literally anywhere else in the city.
They've been too
They
busy.
still hang around the bit which has been on fire. And then
Bro,
we can
this
actually have
acid
it-
has such high demand for this city, and they just got
mean,
here.
this-
Can I eat them?
Yeah, that sounds ungrateful. I have to agree, Allied.
I
Bro,
mean,
you just got welcome to the city, and you like, what you mean the Elysium's not up to par with my standard of living? What you mean the city's not ran like I? Why you come to our city and then you tell us how to run it? You ain't the prince.
Listen, you're gonna take your pile of ashes and be grateful, okay?
is this
At
literally
least
the
you
point of-
already.
Is there even a keeper of Elysium? There's just 4 gangs.
Listen, there are vampires in Africa that would be happy to have a pile of ashes for the Elysium.
Yeah, no, seriously, like, you gotta chill. You just came here. You ain't a person yet.
Fucking garbage dump masquerading as a vampire
That
operation.
sums up the city right now.
I mean, this is more of a werewolf city than a vampire city, or more of a
So
random.
what do you mean it's more
what
of a
the fuck are you saying there? What do you mean by that?
The
I
funniest
you
thing
know,
about
we
this,
fucked the werewolves up. They wanted the truce. And then we had vampires attack them, and they took them hostage.
That sounds like great control of your vampires, Mr. Prince.
That
Actually,
was
funniest
before
thing
I was Prince.
Honestly, I kind of blame for Thorbrand running in there. Ultimately, I blame Demi. Because Jackalor was always gonna fuck the party, but you're the one who started the demon on her rampage, which started this whole mess.
yeah, I kind of did. But let's be honest, I thought it was supposed to be done when Jackalor, but then Jackalor's like, I'm going to talk to the demon.
Yeah, just a completely social demon, and he decides to talk to her.
Motherfucker. The funniest thing about this entire thing right now is that we're hearing the ramblings of a neonate, yet it's the most reasonable I've ever heard so far.
No,
It takes a fresh set of eyes to walk in here and take a look at this to see how badly it looks from the side.
It's reasonable to us, but
I mean, it's also
that's
it's
'cause we're
Oh
used
no,
to it.
I never thought it was reasonable. I would
It's
like to
also
point
the
out
thing
that
of
we've
kind
had
of
to
like,
shit a bunch of stuff everywhere. Just hit you, there's a Sabat incursion, take that out, there's fucking worm-tainted werewolves, get those the fuck out of here.
I don't know about you, but I think you're the only prince that's ever been so chilled about 2 werewolves coming in, dragging a hostage, saying, "Hey, have it back."
fine.
I will now. Okay, I just like this mess. I don't want to be the prince of this city, and you guys make it worse.
Actually, just to point this out, this was all in its starting its train before you actually left. Technically, it was on your watch.
Actually, how he left, giving his people no warning and just telling Vivian that she could take over was what precipitated this mess. It made them desperate and made them try and put together some kind of campaign in a rush.
I
Yeah.
mean,
But I was giving no fuck back then.
did
the
the Venture
pressure
actually
of-
die? What happened? Oh god.
So Bacon went like, yeah, I resign. Tells everyone at the same time. Tishja's like, wait, but the clan prestige, we have to... Walks out. And he's like, fuck. Shit, I need to assassinate Vivian.
Understandable.
I want
I-
to point
I
out that that's the reaction too. I resign. I gotta kill Vivian. Like, you gotta chill, fam. Like, that's.
Bacon had built Andy up, told him that he had been ready for a long time and wrote like 5 or 6 successes on leadership role. Andy was fucking ready.
He was going to give up at a moment. He was going to give up at that last moment. I'm glad I brought him back.
He has been tortured by the Sabbat. He's seen his sire bited, but he's holding on because he has to carry the torch for the clan.
Yeah,
Andy, you're the one we did not deserve. You're the hero that the Ventry clan did not deserve. It's most unfortunate that they're
Yeah, I
continuing
can
to.
hear
We
the right
haven't interacted with Andy yet, but I can just imagine his face when he hears, wait, what do you mean one of my claimants ate Archie?
He doesn't
Wait, what
know about either of those fuck-ups yet. No one's told him.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to carry the torch with these two new elders in Scylla. Wait, why are they dead?
I think
the
at this
remaining
point he
Ventrue
would.
is an anarch idiot. I think he might just need to go and just go. Nope, I'm out.
Who,
Don't worry,
Andy?
I'll bring the Ventru back.
I think at this point, Andy was most concerned about Jackalor. I think Andy might try to cull Jackalor to preserve the clan's prestige, because clearly this batch of new recruits sucked.
I mean, he's the only survivor of the new recruits after 2 days or something.
I mean, that
Even
is a
today.
point in his favor, actually.
It's kind of the sort of thing. Hey, we called it. It's kind of like, you've managed not to die after 2 days. That's put you above 2/3 of the other people. It's kind of, oh.
Hey, I'm not dead yet. Just exiled.
Well, he dies in about a year when his torpor ends. In-game. We were just skipping ahead to know how that went down.
Right. But he's not dead yet. He's in a box. Going
He
to
is
die.
exiled though, so it's not exactly much more help.
I mean, and now there's also a random bit of concrete which has a 7th gen gangrel stuck in it.
Yeah,
This city is so like pussyfooting around, actually killing people that should die. It's hilarious.
You know,
I
Demi,
mean, it's-
about 300 years later, after Gehenna, they dig up a powerful
Allied,
ancient.
that's just
Halfdan
because
opens
you
his
think
eyes.
Everyone should die. That's all.
No,
I
I
mean-
think that the honor should be given to people that can utilize their power, and I think the other people should be spanked. But nah.
Allied, that's how Sabbat does things. It sounds to me like you are... You have an imperfect understanding flaw?
I mean, but seriously, it's just a random bit of concrete that only 4 people know, or possibly less than 4, has...
You know, there is a strong
7th gen
temptation to
buried.
arrange that the number of people who actually know where Halfdan is goes down rapidly.
Yes, there is. There's also the temptation of, if this gets leaked, you're going to have people trying to figure out which one it is
Yeah,
to eat him.
and that's how you end up with random elders that everyone's forgotten about, coming to light 400 years later.
Or just... how intelligent are the gangrel who decided to bury him? Because they bury him near where the desired development is. 3 weeks later, it gets dug up. Like, oh,
I
well
don't
done.
think that's how that's gonna work. I don't think they meant, oh, we're gonna put him in a place where they're putting concrete. I think they meant, oh, we're putting a place full of concrete for him.
So they're just going to... Small gangrel go and find a concrete mixer in the middle of the night, drive to somewhere, dig a hole, put their clan leader in, pour the concrete in, and then...
Yeah,
put
no,
the
actually, that
person
sounds
out.
like my clan in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they do.
That's kind of my clan. I already know them.
Okay, so there's just going to be... Somebody wakes up in the morning and sees the middle of the park has just got this concrete patch in the middle
No,
of it.
no. The one turns into a dog, like
Okay,
normal, and it just
so-
puts the dirt back.
XP.
You think that looks weird? It really doesn't. There's random concrete.
Okay,
patches in all
guys.
kinds of cities.
Let's wrap this up. Everyone recovers a willpower point. That's missing one.
Hey.
Yeah, oh. Fuck.
Aw.
No.
Do I get one because of my nature boss?
What's your nature?
Eye of the storm.
You weren't really around horrible events. They were happening directly to you.
I mean, I had to deal with Vivian shit
I'll give you one for that,
a
sure.
lot.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of stuff. The only event that happened to him was the gargoyle.
Okay, so let's see. XP, all the elders except Allied get 2. Allied, you get 3. Lambert, you have a base of 1. Then you get 1 extra for the lesson, and I'm gonna give you 2 for lesson this time because you did such a wonderful exposition of everything you've seen wrong with the city so far. So you get 4.
Everything is wrong. Wait, so 3 or 4? Did I
4.
was...
You would normally get
4.
3, but I'm giving you 4 because you did impressively
Explain
well.
exactly why everything is. I didn't die immediately. That has put me above every single other guest star so far.
Oh no!
No.
They lasted for a while. That even Luca didn't die immediately. He lasted like 3 or 4 sessions.
Oh wow.
You
Yeah.
still have time. You could still get Fey Arts unleashed in your face.
I don't think Lambert's gonna die soon.
Unless somebody tries to kill me, no. This is why he's going to buy a present for Byron.
Does anybody else have the experience like cursor thing absolutely fucked?
What?
No.
Yeah, no. It just consistently. I cannot add shit without literally
I
getting
don't know.
fucked.
What? There's an
It's fine
experience
on
bit
my
on the
part.
sheet. I've just been using a random. Oh no, it is an experience bit. It's just I've been writing it in. Okay, fine. Don't worry.
You should have a total of 202 at the moment, but Demi, given how you roleplayed Halfdan leaving, I'm gonna limit you or gimp you a little less than some of the others that have died. So we'll discuss it over the week, and you might have the ability to, you know, pick up a smidge more in a few things.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the session. Tomorrow, the Archon arrives to evaluate the transition of power.
Yeet.
Oh.
For
Funnily
us.
enough, the
Everything is
transition
fucked.
actually went very
Everything.
smooth. There was just
No!
other aspects.
This is the least smooth.
It depends on who gets the Archon and who she believes.
You bombed them.
I didn't actually, believe it or not.
The Archon
It
might
really
have to
wasn't
bite
me.
the bullet and actually mind read Vivian. Oh, is that gonna sting? But yes, I'm gonna end the recording here. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye bye.